for their plans in the upcoming draft.
I don't think they're going to draft a running back in the second round. There's no chance.
No
chance. I mean,
No.
they drafted one last year in the second round.
I know.
And they love Harvey. George Payton, they love Harvey.
Pet kitty.
Right.
Pet cat. Yeah.
So, maybe they draft fourth round because he got 2 fourth-round picks.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here. And as you know, I'm here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And I know there's at least 50 of you right now driving down the street listening to me, thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that's the case, then you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's all going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood, at Broadway, and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Hey, Brandon Stokely here. Winter might be hanging on, but Colorado, warm one day, freezing the next. And trust me, summer is coming in hot. Beat the rush with an early bird air conditioner tune-up and inspection for only $49 from Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call ROX Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of March. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
When the Nuggets are knocking down threes, you score 2. If Denver hits 15 or more three-pointers, you score a free 28-ounce Gatorade Lower Sugar the very next day at your friendly King Soopers. Gatorade Lower Sugar is scientifically formulated with Gatorade's #1 proven electrolyte blend and has 75% less sugar than Gatorade Thirst Quencher and no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or colors. Big shots deserve next-level hydration. Only at King Soopers.
Hi, Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let them know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not going to do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated, so don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart, just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Tuesday, March 24th, as the days continue to fall off the calendar, a beautiful day in Denver, Colorado. What up, Bill?
Woo! It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. There's a lot to talk about today, man. Avs are playing tonight. Nuggets are playing tonight. 9 o'clock tip-off, like
That's
you just
crazy.
said, talking about.
That's what are we doing here?
Way past my bedtime, although I go to bed at 12. Midnight.
What, seriously, a 9 o'clock tip-off?
Why is that?
11 o'clock on the East Coast?
Why would they do that?
What are we doing?
They're mad at the Nuggets.
Well, it's a national TV, so it's a doubleheader on NBC. The Mavericks, I forget who they're playing, in Dallas and
Magic Cavs.
Oh, excuse me, Magic Cavs is the first game. That's at 6. And I have no idea. I don't have the slightest clue. Like half the country lives on the East Coast, so for 47% of the nation, the Nuggets game's going to start at 11 o'clock. Like See,
that was always wrong with the Pac-12. The
Yeah,
Pac-12,
yes,
right? Like,
yes.
I'll give you an example. Christian McCaffrey went crazy one year, and he probably should have won the Heisman.
Yep.
Derrick Henry ends up winning it
Yep.
because usually by the time that Stanford Cardinals will be playing, everybody's sleeping the East Coast.
Correct.
And so it hurt him when it came to the Heisman talk. And, and they had the Pac-12 after dark.
Yes,
and,
yes,
man,
yes.
it sucked. It sucked for us, but it was still fun. I mean, of course.
I was watching it, but I was young and a degenerate gambler and staying up, to chase those games on Saturday nights. But most of that definitely made an impact for Christian McCaffrey. There's no doubt about it in that Heisman race. All right, so we'll get to Nuggets and Avs here real quick. Okay, things got a little bit more interesting in terms of the game tonight against Pittsburgh after some news we received today. We'll get to it in a second. But 1 month from today, exactly 1 month from today, on April 24th, will be the second round of the draft. Obviously, first day is the 23rd, the first round, rather.
Yeah, the Denver Broncos have a bye in the first round.
Yes, they have a bye. Man, and I'm remembering the draft where Russell Wilson came to Denver, and they didn't have a first-round draft pick. And during the first round of the draft, this is so crazy looking back at it.
It's cringeworthy.
In the definition of, in the draft war room, no joke, when they were supposed to be on the clock with like whatever pick it was, I think it was it like the 5th pick or
it was something like that. It was really really
that, and they put on Russell Wilson highlights. Instead of watching the draft, and they said, hey, we got Russ, we're going to watch his highlights. Man, oh, man. Like, you talk about, like, the departure from culturally where the Broncos were at just 3 years ago. Or was it 3 years ago?
It was 3 years.
No, I think it was 4 years ago.
I think this is going on 4. For
okay.
Payton, for Sean Payton.
Yeah, but Russell's first year was before Sean Payton.
Yes,
it was Nathaniel Hackett. So 4 years ago today, like how different of a position, just like I said, culturally the Broncos were compared to where they're at right now. So anyway, a month from today, the second round of the draft, the Broncos do have their second round pick. All right. There's some signs potentially pointing in a certain direction, and it's inside linebacker. Okay. Here was Mel Kiper earlier this week talking about the Broncos specifically when it came to inside linebackers.
That's a great question. I think the inside backer position, that off-ball position, you thought maybe that if C.J. Allen, first they don't have that pick now, but if you look into that later portion off-ball-wise, I think Josiah Trotter from Missouri, a very active, very athletic, a great range there. Bryce Betcher from Oregon, Keyshawn Elliott from Arizona State. To see where Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech goes, he could end up maybe in the 3rd round area. Jake Golday, Cincinnati, could end up in the 2nd round area. Some even think late first. Anthony Hill Jr. is a late one, early 2. So those are the guys there. But for we're down the line a little bit, I think Trotter, Betcher, Elliott. I like Justin Jefferson from Alabama as a fourth rounder. Carson Shire from Iowa is maybe a fourth rounder, and Jack Kelly from BYU is a fourth, fifth rounder. So there's some off-ball linebackers you can pick up, like say in that second, third, fourth round range. That'll help a team.
All right, so there's a little couple names to keep an eye on from Mel Kiper talking about the Broncos specifically. And then I opened Field Yates' mock draft today. And I have a lot of respect for Field Yates. He does the work. You get to the 62nd overall pick, and he's got the Denver Broncos going inside linebacker from Missouri, Josiah Trotter, who, by the way, is the son of a incredible football player, Jeremiah Trotter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Many years ago.
Yes.
So this is his boy. And what Field Yates said, he goes, quote, Denver made its big splash to add Jalen Waddle, a move that was logical in part because the roster has so few limitations. Inside linebacker is an area to continue to add at after Dre Greenlaw couldn't provide a boost this past season. Trotter is one of my favorite fits in this round. He's a tough, hard-nosed, and instinctive run defender in traffic who could slide into coordinator Vance Joseph's defense, end quote. What do you make of maybe a bit of, and I was going to say momentum, but maybe it's just logical.
Yeah.
It's like,
maybe it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just sitting right in front of you. If it's a great talent, inside linebacker position, something that you still need to add on when it comes to just the youth. You have Alex Singleton, you have Justin Sternad. Alex Singleton's 32 years old. All right, Alex Singleton has already went through a knee injury before. All right, he's playing the linebacker position. All it takes is for him to hit somebody the wrong way or get landed on, and now he's out for some games. So you need another inside linebacker, a young one that you're developing behind Justin Sternad and Alex Singleton. So I'm okay with it. If that's the route you want to go, it's the second round. And usually you have second-round picks all around the NFL that are starting right away.
Sure.
In this case right here, he doesn't, that inside linebacker that is, doesn't have to start right away, and as long as everybody stays healthy. I'd be okay with it. It's not the direction I want to go. You have a second-round draft pick. I'm expecting him to play right away. All right, Cortland Sutton was a second-round draft pick.
He was.
And he's one of the longest tenured Broncos, other than Garrett Bowles, that's still with the Denver Broncos. So where my thought process went, Z, was defensive end / defensive tackle because of how how VJ does his defense. I'm looking for somebody to come replace our guy, JFM, John Franklin Myers, a guy that can come in and help Zach Allen out. Now, you do have Savion Jones, your boy, right? The succession plan, Savion Jones.
Yeah, Savion, yeah.
He didn't do all that much this year, which he wasn't going to. He's a third-round draft pick. He played some special teams, didn't make any type of noise statistically for the defense this year. But I think they're looking at him like, hey, you need to take the next step. But I need a true thing right now at that position to help Zach Allen out. I would love for another young defensive tackle / DN because of how they play the positions for VJ. I would love for a guy to come in that's a second rounder that can play right away, dominate, stuff the run, and it'll be good for the Denver Broncos to go after a second round defensive tackle.
I am 1,000% open to D tackle in the second round.
Secure the defensive trenches. Man.
There's no doubt about it. But I'm also open to this too. There's really not. Running back open to it.
Definitely.
Tight end open to it.
Definitely.
D tackle open to it. Inside linebacker open to it. I think those four positional groups should be the target for these Denver Broncos. We will continue this conversation just a little bit later this afternoon. We'll have some fun with you guys on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. If you have a thought on this, maybe we can read a text or two. Also, the Avs payback game against the Penguins got even more interesting after the news we received today. We'll get to it next.
Your bracket's busted, destroyed. It's embarrassing. But hey, we've all been there. The good news? Denver Sports is throwing you a lifeline. It's the Second Chance Bracket presented by Waterloo Turf and Xfinity. Your shot at redemption and $1,000. Dust yourself off. Head to DenverSports.com/bracket and prove your first bracket was just a warm-up. Entries close before tip-off Thursday, March 26th. That's DenverSports.com/bracket. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here. I have to tell you about one of my favorite places to be in the entire world. A place that we're going to broadcast from on Friday, by the way. I'm talking about the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. Guys, award-winning food and drinks. A brunch that is off the charts. But what really makes it so unique is that it's the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience. Literally the only one like it in the world, and it's right here in Centennial, Colorado. And don't get it twisted, this place isn't just for hoopers. Even if you never touch a basketball, it's a sweet spot to eat, drink, hang out, catch the game. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite with a court, lounge seating, music, TVs, and more. Guys, it's perfect for parties, birthdays, or just an upgraded night out. And it's also one of the best places in Colorado to watch big games with what might be the best happy hour in the entire state every single day from 7 p.m. to close. You can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial, or check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. And because you heard it from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental when you use the code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, guys, this place is a slam dunk.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR, and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. I've been around long enough to know the difference between tough talk and real quality, and that's why I trust Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. Right now, get 25% off Infinity by Marvin fiberglass windows. You'll also get 20% off at James Hardy Siding, engineered to resist hail, fire, moisture, even woodpeckers. Invest wisely with 12 months, no interest, and no payments. Schedule your free consultation at Gravina's Window Center of Littleton today. Call them 303-794-0490 or visit them online at windowsforyourhome.com.
303 Law 4040. Want to share one of the best compliments we've ever received. Had a listener call in to 303 Law 4040. His name was Peter. His wife was viciously attacked in a dog bite incident. So we set up a time to have him come in, and I met with him at length while his wife was recovering at the hospital. A couple days later, my wife recognized the number. She had spoken to Peter before. So when the phone call came in, she said, "Peter!" It was actually Peter's wife. She said, "How did you know?" She said, "Well, we love our clients." She was just surprised that we recognized the number. We had her come in, we met with her, and she says, I feel like we're your only clients. It's really awesome. We're not your only clients, are we? No, they're not our only clients, but what a compliment that our clients feel valued and that we treat them with such a high level of service. If you ever need us, that's the type of service you will get too. It's Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
Score big. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Every now and then you find a deal where you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G network. Find it exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, shifting gears. I want to read one text. As I said, hey, we'll get to some if you guys have an opinion on it. Someone says, Phil, all three of our inside linebackers rotated even when Greenlaw was healthy. That third inside linebacker will play right away. The D-line is fine, even without JFM. We may even add a vet like Calais Campbell or Cam Jordan after the draft. No need to waste a pick on a full room. What do you think?
Never a wasted pick in the second round, especially when you need some youth. Yes, Zach Allen is signed here for a very long time, but he's still getting up there. Savion Jones, Succession Savion, ZB likes to call him. You don't know what you're getting out of him, although you picked him up in the third round. Iwazurike.
Yes.
I said that right.
Ini Iwazurike.
You know, he's another one. He's going to have to step up.
They like him.
They do like him a lot, and he's a bigger guy, stout, and he'll be able to stop the run. But you can never have enough defensive linemen. I understand the inside linebacker, and look, I'm okay with it. If they go, and the Denver Broncos, that is, goes and drafts a linebacker in the second round, of course I'm expecting that man to play and rotate. All I'm saying is you can still, in this supposedly this deep linebacker class, you can wait a little longer to get that inside linebacker and go get that defensive tackle in the second round.
All right, 1 month from today, the second round of the NFL draft. All right, the Avs payback game. They got pounded last week by Pittsburgh 7-2. Can't wait to watch this one. It was the worst loss of the season. It was the most goals that the Penguins have scored all year. It was the most goals that the Avs have given up all year. It was the largest margin of defeat all year.
Yeah, they taking the pound town.
They got their ass whooped. That's just what happened, and it's going to happen from time to time. Unfortunately, it was in front of the home crowd. Now they turn around and play back in the Steel City. So yes, there was already a bit of intrigue to the matchup, but Logan O'Connor, tonight is the night. LOC making his season debut. 29-year-old, went under the knife, hip surgery back in June. We thought we were going to see him months ago.
Yeah.
We were not expecting this to drag out like this, but in right around mid-November, he had a real setback. And here we are in late March, still haven't seen LOC. That ends tonight.
You know what, Z? And it's interesting that the Avs decided, hey, we're not going to do any ramp up. We're just going to throw you in there. And I understand he's on the fourth line, and you're not expecting him to escape for a bunch of minutes. But it was interesting that there was no ramp up period for him. And it's just like, go out there, do your part. We're expecting you to still be yourself. And we know he's going to be a lot rusty. He's going to be real rusty.
Oh, yeah.
But it's gonna be fun to watch that man skate around, and hopefully he has that speed, that burst, that excitement to be back. We know he's a two-way player, and he's a hell of a defender when it comes to killing off penalties. So I'm interested in seeing what that looks like during penalties and killing those off for LOC. So let's go, man.
And conversely, just while we're right there, you mentioned the penalty kill. The Penguins are the second ranked team in the NHL when it comes to their penalty kill rate at just about 83%. So let's keep our eye on that when the Avs are a man up tonight. And also just in general, looking back at the game on Sunday, another game with 5 penalties taken. That's just too much. And again, you won the game. It took overtime against Washington, but we have to keep our eye on that because it was pretty egregious coming out of the Olympic break. Then they cleaned it up, but you can't, in a playoff game, you can't take 5 penalties.
No, it's too sloppy. It's play.
Way too sloppy. And the fact that Washington ends up scoring on it, right? That was Ovi's 1,000th goal right there in his office. But that, it can't happen in a playoff game. So let's just keep our eye on that dynamic tonight as well. And then also, Ross Colton is set to return after missing this last 7 games with an upper body injury. If you remember, it was that Edmonton game where he scored 30 seconds into the game.
Remember it.
And then Edmonton came back and won the game. I thought it was going to be a rout because the last time they played Edmonton prior to that, it was I think they won 9-1 or something
they dominated
crazy. But yeah, that was the game that Ross Colton got hurt. We haven't seen him since then. He comes back tonight. So similarly and almost freakishly,
Do you know what I'm going to say?
Oh, I know what you're going to say. Nuggets and Avs.
Yes, the Nuggets and Avs similarities through the years. They're so often a reflection of one another in a way that is like crazy. But both teams, and we'll get to Nugs here in a second, but the Avs getting right at the right time. 13 games, I think we said, left in the year.
13 games. 12. 12 tonight.
Is it 12 games left? Okay.
Well, 13. I get
I'm pretty
confused.
sure it's 13 games left.
Yeah, so 13 games. Everything is starting to come back to normal for the Avs. You got Landy that will be on the top line. Ross Cohen will be on the second line. And then, Kadri. He's going to be a third-line center.
Yeah.
What does that look like, with Kiviranta and then, of course, Nicholas Waugh, who's starting to heat up a little bit. So it's fun, man. I can't wait to see what they look like. It's a get-back game, so they're going to be laser-focused, that professional approach. Wedgie, I want to say, is going to be between the pipes tonight. It's what I've saw or seen through this.
Okay.
In the last time he was between the pipes, he got pulled. So, what do you do? It's a big game because it's a get-back game, get right. And you only got 13 games left. 13 games left.
Yeah.
All right, before the big show starts. Everybody is getting healthy. Let's have a great showing. Go out there, dominate from start to finish, and then you move on from there. Collect those points.
Would love to see a top-notch performance tonight from Scott Wedgwood as you're barreling down the road into the postseason. I mean, we have just about 2 weeks left in the regular season. That's it. And then the new marathon starts.
And then it begins.
We've waited all year to get right back to this spot. So, and the expectations somehow are even higher than they were a year ago. Storylines to watch tonight. For me, I have my eye, always have an eye on my guy. My guy, Marty.
That's your boo.
Who has been hotter than fish grease coming back from the Olympic break. Scorching hot. Just sizzling. 24 points since the Olympic break. Only Nikita Kucherov, who's going to go to the Hall of Fame one day, has more production from a point standpoint since the break. Can he keep this up?
When you're hot, you're hot. All right, you get in some type of rhythm, and for some odd reason, coming out of that Olympic break, he dominated, dominated the Olympics, and then comes out of it and just say, I'm not stopping now. Everybody needs to catch up. Nathan McKinnon, you've been kind of having these slow starts, kind of been quiet a little bit.
Yeah.
Start catching back up.
One shot on goal on Sunday.
Yeah, so that was interesting. But I think, everything's going to recorrect itself. I think Nathan McKinnon's going to have a great game tonight because the type of person he is, tightly wound, he knows he needs to start going. And then Marty Netjes, he doesn't want this feeling to stop. Brock Nelson's another one, has been very slow. Now he's starting to pick back up.
Yeah, 11 games without a goal. Now he's scored in back-to-back games.
It seems like everything is starting to fall in place, and they're peaking at the right time. Just when I thought they peaked before they needed to, they're starting to get healthy. They're starting to look fresh. They're starting to fly around. It's going to be fun to watch tonight.
I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait. Can they get to 3 goals tonight? I bring that up because the Avs, when they get to 3 goals, are 42, 5, and 6 when scoring at least 3 goals. Also, on the road, the Avs this year, 23, 7, and 5. I think they come in with ill intentions tonight. Bad intentions in a payback game. Look, Pittsburgh's a good team, all right? The Avs are a great team. And this is a rematch from within the last 10 days. I really like the Avs in this spot. Okay, the Nuggets look to make it 3 in a row tonight. What's the single biggest storyline to watch late night on the hardwood? That's next.
Are there clues within the Broncos organization that the hierarchy has shifted away from Sean Payton being at the front of all the decisions?
I think there's a couple pieces of evidence that point to why that would be the case, if that is the case, because once again, I'm just gathering clues.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there. Sex, intimacy, love, guys, they're essential to a fulfilling relationship. But when erectile dysfunction gets in the way, it can create strain, frustration, distance for you and your partner. Doesn't have to be that way. All right, Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, guys, they have treatments with success rates for ED well over 90%. All right, so think about that, over 90%. So ED, present day, is almost a choice, all right? Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they've treated tens of thousands of men, just like you, who had the courage to pick up the phone or go online, all right? Your initial visit is just $99, all right? Includes a medical consult, a T and PSA, test, and if medically advised, a test dose. Fellas, it's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. There's no downside. So start the combo. Stop living with ED. 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
When you've been serving Colorado as long as I have, you see a lot of new law firms come and go. Many of them aren't even from here. They don't know Colorado law the way we do. I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. For 47 years, we've been fighting and winning for Coloradans. This is our home. We care about our community, and we care about the safety of every resident who lives here. So if you've been injured and need real Colorado experience on your side, call the Wilhite Law Firm, 303-GOOD-LAW. The Wilhite Law Firm, experience you can trust, results you can count on.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-944-33. 720-944-33. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
High five. Up top. Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping. Woo!
For a limited time, now through March 29th. Switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, can the Denver Nuggets make it 3 in a row tonight? What is the biggest storyline to watch for? A 9 p.m. tip on NBC for the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns, who were, once upon a time, like way more competitive than anyone thought. And they're 8 games over 500. They won their most recent game, but they had lost 5 in a row before that. Up until that point, they were probably, and Dante's got his Suns jersey on, or not jersey, but he's got his Suns t-shirt on here today.
It's cute, man.
And he's a big Arizona sports fan from Arizona. The Suns, Dante, I think the Suns, up until this latest stretch, in my opinion, were like, along with the Charlotte Hornets in the East, the biggest surprise stories in the NBA this year.
Yeah, I don't think anybody had them going to the playoffs or anything like that. Their win total, I think, was 32.5. So they were expected to be in the running for the lottery for all these great guys coming out of college. So they've definitely overachieved, and their head coach, I don't think he'll win it, but he's in probably the top 5 for coach of the year just for overperforming so much compared to what the expectations were.
Yeah, and so, again, up until this last, week and a half, the Suns were actually right on the Nuggets' heels.
Oh yeah, they was there. They weren't barking really. They were meowing, but they were close, man.
Yeah, they were close. So tonight you're going to get a bunch of guys. Now they're missing some dudes too. We can talk about that. But these guys just play hard. They play hard. And you say, well, dude, they're playing professional sport. No, over the course of an 82-game season, if you watch the NBA like I do, and just take a look at the Nuggets, you don't always get maximum effort. And, you hear this as a kid. I know I certainly did. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So if you don't have the right approach tonight, you can get got.
You know what's funny is anytime I ever bring up a running back and say, man, he runs hard. He ran hard.
Yeah.
You're like, well, he's supposed to run hard.
That's true.
That's what I was thinking
but
of.
But the NBA is a different place.
It is.
It's a different place.
It's a long season, man. So you're going to get the Suns' best shot because they don't want to be in the play-in. They're still trying to fight their way out of that, right? So they're going to try to come in, win this game, and the Nuggets got to handle business. It's time for the Nuggets to drop everything, stop worrying about the past, and say, okay, we're in the now. We're right now. What can we do with the starting lineup being intact? We know someone like P. Watt's not playing tonight. It's a back-to-back. We knew that was going to happen, whether it was tonight or the next night. P. Watt was not going to play one of these games. So what do you look like? Jokic, can you put together another masterpiece? Can you go out there and make sure you don't turn the damn ball over like you did against the Grizzlies? We can't have anything like that.
No.
And I know it's a late-night tip-off, but you got 12 games left. It's 12, right?
Yeah,
12
I
games
believe
left,
so. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. That's right.
12 games left. What can you do before playoff time starts?
Well, in terms of storylines, all right. One, just first and foremost, you have to win this game. You have to.
So it's a must-win.
It's not a must-win, but you must go win it. There's 3 road games left in the year.
I like it. Sounds like me.
There's three road games left in the year. This is one of them. The final game of the year is another at San Antonio, when they will likely be resting a lot of their frontline guys. The one in between is at Utah. So these 3 road games left are they should be 3 of the easier wins this season. And I say that respectfully to Phoenix, and because they've been plucky this year in a way that I didn't anticipate. I thought they're going to be the worst team in the league. Defensively, you saw in the second half on Sunday against Portland, the Nuggets buckle down, all right? Can they improve this defense and get it to – because here's the thing. The Nuggets, and I know you know this, but the Nuggets have the best offense in the NBA. Okay?
Hands down.
They have the number one offense. It's borderline historically good. Can you get your defense to just a respectable enough level where you're going into the postseason with all your full assembly of guys with a number one offense and a respectable defense? Because their defense hasn't been respectable. But you saw in the second half against Portland, the guys really were motivated to play defense. And I can illustrate that with just looking at the first quarter and the fourth quarter. In the first quarter against the Blazers, Portland scored 40 points.
You can't make that up.
They were on pace to score 80 in the half and 160 for the game. It was as piss poor of defense as you'll find.
This should have threw me out there.
The approach was not good. How many points did Portland score in the fourth quarter? 19. 40 in the first, 19 in the fourth quarter.
So they locked in. They locked in at the end of that game, which, okay, I understand. You're playing Portland. You have David Adelman that's probably upset and saying, guys, we got to step up now. It's the fourth quarter. All right, we have to finish these guys off. They shouldn't be hanging around with us, and the better team wins. But that can't be the case where you keep flipping and flicking it on and off.
Right.
It has to be you can't flip this switch and when you want to. It has to be consistent. And that's one thing, Z, that I continue to say about the Denver Nuggets is they're so inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get out of them.
It's true.
Offensively, yes, they're going to put up points. But defensively, there's a couple games. I'm thinking of the Boston Celtics earlier on in the year where they put together a master performance.
That was last month.
And that was without AG.
When they held them to 84 points late February, almost a month ago today. Yeah.
And it was without AG. It was without Payton Watson, and yet they were still able to play good defense. They were closing out. They were communicating. They were being aggressive. Can they be that tonight? That's what I want. I'm with you on that, Z. Defense. You know me. Defense wins championships no matter what you're doing. Hockey, basketball, football, you got to play some type of defense. Offense is going to be there. Can you get the turnovers? Can you have some transition baskets? Let's do it tonight.
Yeah, it's just the habits, because NBA history will tell you usually need a top one. It's got to be top half of the league as a baseline. But typical, like 4 out of every 5 champions, they have a top 10 defense. Whether it's 1 or 10, it's somewhere inside that top 10. The Nuggets don't have enough ground to make. They're not going to be a top 10 defense.
Yeah.
But can you create better habits with and better effort? Let's start there. To finish this season where you're feeling like you at least have a respectable defense to pair with the number 1 offense in the NBA, and there's still enough time to do it. I just want to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games left in the season.
10 games, including tonight.
Holy smokes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 games, including tonight. So what I said 12-2.
Yep.
After the Lakers loss in overtime a couple Saturdays ago.
Then they had the bad loss.
Yep.
Very bad loss against Grizzlies.
Very embarrassing loss in Memphis last Wednesday, but they're 3-1 since that moment. Can they go on a little run here? Can you improve defensively? That's what I'll be watching for tonight. Nuggets are 2-0 against the Suns this season, and both wins have been kind of going away. You mentioned it, no Payton Watson tonight, managing that hamstring. We talked about this just very briefly at the top. Was this the scheduled to be the case, or was this, okay, something feels a little bit funny, we're going to rest on the side of caution? We'll hear from David Adelman later this afternoon on that. The Nuggets are apparently, according to Marcus Spears of ESPN, they are reportedly concerned with the way that teams are guarding Nikola Jokic. And I don't think we know this for sure, but I believe that they have filed a complaint to the NBA.
So explain this. So what exactly is going on? Because Jokic is frustrated. You can see it in his facial expressions.
Totally.
And it's been going on all year long. So what is going on with this?
So there's been a shift here from opposing defenses. We've seen the past couple years putting on a smaller power forward to guard Jokic, and then you have the larger Rudy Gobert. They'll say Karl Towns. This is formally Karl Towns. You're going to guard Jokic. Instead of Rudy Gobert, you're going to roam off of Jokic, and then you're going to serve as this almost like a free safety and play rim defense against Jokic.
Now, didn't J.J. Redick come up with that at one point a couple years back?
Yes, with Rui Hachimura. Couple postseasons ago that they were going to switch up the defense, and it wasn't going to be Anthony Davis. Same idea. It was going to be Rui with a backside roaming defender. Where now teams are adjusting even more dramatically. They're putting smaller, like a guard on Jokic. And I believe the first time we saw it was with Alex Caruso. And they're fronting the hell out of him. But for whatever reason, most of it I think is psychological. When a bigger guy is fouling another bigger guy, it's more apt to get called. The NBA and the officials are letting these smaller players whack the hell out of Jokic and just play around by his knees, and they're being super aggressive and they're not calling it. And it is frustrating Jokic. It has had some sort of effect.
Yeah.
And we'll see if the officiating changes, and I'm not expecting it to change. I think this is going to be the setup in playoff series, and the Nuggets have to adapt and get used to it.
There you go. Adjust, adapt, find ways to help Jokic out. Jokic has to go in there with a clear mind and understand you're probably not going to get your way, buddy.
Totally.
But we need you to be ready to go. Not crying to the refs, but making those damn plays.
All right, new comments from Pat Surtain about the Jalen Waddle trade. We'll get to that. Also, there are 3 household Broncos names that are up for extensions. Who's the most likely to be here long term? We'll get to it next.
With the Nuggets now fully healthy, could they actually run their way through the Western Conference playoffs en route to another NBA title?
Outside of OKC, this team can run away.
Right.
They could have 5-game series until they face OKC, and then that's 7. That's 7. It better be 7. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But everyone else, if you play your best basketball, that's a gentleman's sweep.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
Score big. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Have you looked at your credit card statement lately? You're working 40, 50 hours a week just to buy groceries and gas, things you used to be able to afford. And the credit card companies are charging you over 20% interest for the privilege. Think about that. Over 20%. It's designed to keep you underwater. American Financing is doing something they hate. They're actually helping people. They have mortgage rates in the 5. They're showing homeowners how to take their hard-earned equity to wipe out that high-interest debt. The average savings is $800 a month. So talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. No upfront fees, no obligation to see how much you can save. And if you start today, you could delay 2 mortgage payments. Give American Financing a call. America's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196 for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
At Thirsty Lion Scratch Kitchen, craft cocktails and beer, every dish is made fresh daily, from chef-driven, globally inspired flavors to the classics you crave. Behind the bar, handcrafted cocktails meet a curated lineup of local and regional beers. It's a place to gather, unwind, and connect, where the energy is lively and the experience is always elevated. Thirsty Lion. Come as strangers, leave as friends. Visit them at the corner of 16th and Wynkoop or at thirstylionrestaurant.com.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. For over a decade, Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing the Front Range with products built to withstand Colorado's unpredictable weather. Bluebird's Sunrise Collection windows are built to last a lifetime and are backed by strong warranties. Buy one window and get one 50% off through March 31st. And mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans. You'll save an additional 5%. Enjoy the outdoors through energy-efficient Bluebird windows. Visit GoBluebirdCO.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Thinking about a custom build, planning a remodel, or adding an ADU for extra space or rental income? Able Builders specializes in custom homes, full remodels, additions, and accessory dwelling units, all built with expert craftsmanship and clear communication from start to finish. No shortcuts, no surprises, just quality work done right. When it's time to invest in your home and build something that truly fits your life,
Bring Able to the table.
call 303-590-5600.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain. Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Let's go.
Hanging out with you here on a Tuesday. Jam-packed night in Denver sports where the games are vastly separated. Avs first in Pittsburgh. Nuggets in Phoenix. 9 o'clock tip.
Call it an intermission for the Nuggets and Avs.
Yeah.
We'll watch the Avs and then long little break.
Yep.
Watch the Nuggets.
And it'll be, and like at our house, like that window in between is typically when we're doing some bedtime stuff. So it's going to work out perfectly in my house. Hey, guys, join us this Friday at the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. We're going to broadcast our show live from 2 to 6 p.m. We're going to be out and about for the first time in a couple months, all right? So we'd love to see you. Come hang out with us, shoot some baskets, and stay in and watch the college basketball tournament. It's going to be on all the TVs. The setup at the Basketball Social House, if you've never been there, you guys have got to go. It is sincerely one of the most unique places like that you'll ever run into. And we're going to be there on Friday. Would love to say hello to you.
Speaking of basketball, before we start going, Z, I was walking my daughter today by the school.
Yep. Recess
is going on. And there's some kids clumped together getting ready to do a tip-off. Right? They had one of the kids threw the ball in the air, tip off, and you know who it was? Big O.
Is that right?
It was Owen.
They were playing basketball recess?
Playing basketball. It was 5-on-5.
I love it.
You know, Owen, my guessing was Jokic. They talk about Jokic, right?
That kid.
I'm walking by because he's wearing red shorts, right?
Yeah.
You know, red short, gym shorts, white shirt.
Yeah.
My man was going at it, dribbling, crossing. He won the tip.
Love it.
So, So they're out there playing basketball.
I love it, dude. I love it. So I'll tell you what. And for those who don't know and don't understand the reference, my son goes to an elementary school that is across the street from Phil's house.
Yeah.
And so our kids go to the same elementary school as fate would have it. It's insane.
Crazy.
There's like 600 elementary schools in Colorado. Our 2 kids go to the same one. All right, so I have to tell you this. I wasn't going to share this with anyone because it's such a small moment, but it's too unique.
It was right here.
So I'm out on my walk today. And I have a elementary school that is right around the corner from my house, but my kids don't go to it. My wife is a teacher at this school, so she takes Owen with her. And so I'm walking by, and it's one of these small little moments. Like I love, and this is gonna sound weird, but I love watching these young kids play, and just they're hooting and hollering, and it's just the purity of young boys and girls just cutting loose at recess.
Not a worry in the world.
No, and so. I'm walking by, and they have this big field, and there's a soccer field, and there's like 12, 15 kids playing. It was a big game. And I'm maybe 100 yards away from where these kids are playing, and one of the kids kicks the ball, but it goes high and goes north of the goal and flies out of the recess area, over the fence, and across the street, all right, into a neighbor's yard. And the kids aren't allowed to jump the fence and run into the street, right? So I see it developing. I'm like, I'm on my way.
So you might as well go ahead and kick it back over there.
They're going to need someone to save this ball. So the whole game is like lined up on the fence, and they see me coming. And I'm like, so I start jogging because I don't want to make them wait. I want to get the ball quickly for them. And these kids are probably maybe 4th or 5th graders. Okay. And so they're all up on the fence, leaning over the fence, like, can you get the ball? So I'm jogging, and I say, I need high fives from everyone. And I ran by, and I'm running, and I slapped the hands of like 15 little 4th and 5th graders who were super excited that someone was coming to get the ball and save the little game. And
you said, psych, I'm taking the ball too.
Get the air out of it. No, it was just a fun little moment, and our days are made up of these fun, these small moments, right? Okay. There are. What do you want to do first? I'm going to put the ball in your court.
Oh, here we go.
If you will.
Give me the ball, coach.
Do you want to do the 3 household names that are up for extensions, or do you want to do the Surtain stuff talking about the Jalen Waddle trade?
Let's do the 3 household names.
Okay.
I like that one, man. I was excited. Sitting at the dinner table waiting for you to type it all in. I was like, this is going to be a good one, man.
Yeah, so we have three household Bronco names, right, that are up for an extension. Who is the most likely to get it, whether it's before the season, maybe it's in the season, and the 3 names that I'm thinking of, and if I'm missing one, let me know, RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Between Marvin Mims, Riley Moss, and J-Mac, each one of those guys is going into the final year of their contract. In Mims and Moss's case, it's their rookie deal. J-Mac, we know, has a tender on him. But each of them, it's a similar situation. Not the same, but similar. Who is the most likely to get a long-term extension with the Denver Broncos?
Well, I'll tell you this, Z. Somebody is getting an extension. Somebody is, and here's why. George Payton, and I did a little research. You're not the only one that can type on here. I may not be able to read, but I can type on here. Okay? George Payton, since 2021, has signed 11 key players to contract extensions.
Okay.
So he loves his players.
Sure.
Right? Draft, develop, pay. That's exactly how Sean Payton's mindset works right now, and it's working out. They went 14-3 with a lot of the players that George and also Sean drafted. They developed them, and now they're paying them their extensions like Quinn Miners, PS2. So that's why I say somebody out of those 3 are getting extended.
I agree.
So now I start to kind of dig deep into it. All right, it's like what makes sense? And I think that we may have the same answer here. He's your boy. He's your, I'm not going to say God, but close to it.
My God. Oh, my goodness.
He's your king. He's your king.
No, I have one king, and he plays basketball. He wears the number 15.
This one's right here. You have another king that wears sleeves. All right, I believe that Riley Moss, out of the 3, will have a contract extension by the end of this year. I'm not saying it's going to be happening early during camp. What I'm saying is George, Sean, they're going to let him go out there for another year. All right, Riley Moss is a story where they pick him up in the 3rd round. So they drafted him. George drafted Riley Moss. Riley Moss started off as a special team demon. That's all he did. He was a gunner. All right, if you're a gunner in the league, you're on the outside of the punter, and you're running down to make tackles. It's hard to do. But when you're long, you're lengthy, and you're fast like Riley is, it helps you out, and he did a great job of that.
He is fast, too.
Fast, man. But Riley said, look, I'm not just a special team player. In 2024, he had his breakout year. We had 86 tackles and 1 interception, and he finally got the start. Going into the 2025 last year, where we were at camp, Riley Moss was the starter.
Yep.
And all he did was make plays. Now, of course, there's context to it. For Riley struggled. There was times where he was man-to-man, which is hard to do anyway, guys. I'm telling you right now, you have a 6'4", 6'3" receiver that runs a 4.3 that knows the route.
Yeah, he knows where he's going.
Come on now.
Right.
Like, it's going to be hard to cover him. So Riley Moss did actually a great job in man coverage. Now, he held here and there. There was times where he could have been a lot more disciplined with his eyes, with his footwork. But he's still growing. He's still maturing. And this is some of the reasons why I believe that Riley Moss would be the guy out of the 3 that gets extended. George drafted him. Riley Moss has gotten better every single year. All right, he's going to have another good year. Why? Because you have Pat Surtain on the other side. So for Riley, it's like put up or shut up. This is your time to do it. It's contract year. You're going to get those opportunities. They are going to pick on you because you got those sleeves on. So what do you do about it? Riley Moss would be the one that gets extended if I had to choose.
Well, I think I agree with you for a lot of the reasons that you said. And we know he needs to clean up the penalties. He was one of the most penalized player in the entire NFL. Actually, I'd like to see where he actually ranked, and I'll figure that out. I want to say Juwan Taylor, the tackle from, is it Kansas City? who was always lining
Yes,
up offside.
yes.
I think he actually took the most penalties.
Right tackle. Actually, they got rid of him.
They did?
Yeah,
they
got
did.
rid of him. They said
did.
we're tired of you jumping off sides.
Yep. So I'll get that list a little bit later. But if he just cleans that up, I mean, one, the eye test says this guy can play, right? You talked about his speed. He is always in the picture. He is always in the picture. He is very rarely, getting sliced and diced. We don't see that.
No.
He actually reminds me of two guys in different ways. He reminds me of Isaac Yadam, and I know we've talked about this in the past, your former teammate out of Boston College, I think it was.
He was always in the right positions.
Always.
You look up at the scoreboard or the Jumbotron, that is, and the receiver comes up with the ball.
Yeah.
Always.
But like it was like, man, you have all the tangible stuff and the wherewithal between the ears, like to be right there. You just can't complete the final sequence of the play. And he's made a career for himself. I think he ended up in New York.
I think he still might be
Is
playing.
he still in the league?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's still kicking.
So he kind of Riley reminds me a little bit of that, just in a different way. Instead of giving up the pass, it's the penalty. And also who Riley's this dynamic reminds me of is Garrett Bowles. We did not see earlier in Bowles' career, we did not see Bowles getting whooped. We didn't see that. We saw him playing good 9 out of 10 plays, and then there'd be a penalty. And so and then Bowles cleans it up. And
It's the technique, right? It's the technique. It's like little things like that you need to do in order to be successful in the NFL. Everybody's fast. Everybody's big. All right, everybody can make big-time plays. But technique, fundamentals, can you do that at a high level all the time? Can you be consistent? Can you be the same version of yourself almost every single time you step on that football field, every snap? It's hard to do, man.
Yeah, but Bowles found a way to unlock it. And I think Mike Munchak was a big part of that story, the offensive line coach, the Hall of Fame offensive lineman once upon a time. And he really helped that with Garrett Bowles. I don't know if it's coaching or it's just more emphasis on the details, but if Riley can clean that aspect of his game up, I think you're looking at one of the best tandems at cornerback in the NFL. And he's a homegrown guy. He plays a premier position. I agree with you. I think between Mims, Riley Moss, and Jaquan McMillan, he is the most likely to get extended. But
I knew there was a but coming.
But
what about this but? Sir Mix-a-Lot.
You didn't draft Jahdae Barron to play nickel.
That was in the back of my head.
And I still don't know what the current up-to-date path is for Jahdae Barron to be a full-time player for the Denver Broncos as a first-time pick on the outside. And if you extend Riley, I don't know how this is going to go. I really don't, because the other guy we're talking about here is Jaquan McMillan. And we've talked about that, about a month ago of like, what is the path? Is there a scenario, because I think there is, that Jahdae Barron for a second straight year might not be on the football field as much as the Broncos clearly thought on draft night last spring.
But Z, unless something's just truly off, and you have someone like Vance Joseph saying, hey, look, I don't want him out there being a nickel or being a cornerback, you can't have your first-round draft pick on the bench for a second straight year. I think Greg Penner's going to look at that and say, guys, what are we doing here? We're paying this man a lot of money just to sit there and be a nickel, a backup nickel at that? Something has to give. What if it's the case where you have 3 guys? All right, you have McMillan, which you can still trade if you want to before the draft hasn't started yet. He's under contract for 1 more year with $6 million. Then you got someone like Marvin Mims who can get extended, and also Riley Moss. What if you're sitting there, if you're Sean and George, saying, hey, look, let's have Riley and Mims compete. We're not going to make any type of moves until the middle of the season anyway if we extend these guys.
We say Riley and Mims?
Yes, because here's why I say this. If Riley starts to do well, it's like, okay, we have Mims for the rest of this year. We're not going to give him his contract. We move on. The more the merrier. We need depth. But if Riley isn't doing as well, you can trade Riley during the middle of the season, and you can still extend someone like Mims. I've seen it before, Z, where a guy that you don't think is going to be extended gets extended.
Yeah.
And the guy that you thought was going to get extended gets traded. And in this case, because you do have Jahdae Barron sitting right there, and you said it earlier, you don't expect Jahdae Barron to play nickel his whole career.
No, that's not the plan anyway.
And you could probably get a bigger draft pick for Riley. You could end up trading Riley because of that and extending someone like Marvin Mims, because He's also a guy you drafted in the second round. He's a valuable option as a receiver, but also a special team player. And you don't know how this is going to go with someone like Courtland Sutton after this year.
Yeah.
The contract is big, but the guaranteed money is still little. So when you go into that next year, Z, you can get rid of someone like Courtland Sutton, keep Waddle, keep your guy Marvin Mims because you drafted him, get rid of Riley in the middle of the season because you want Jahdae Barron to start at cornerback and you can get a high draft pick. I know it's confusing, man, but this is what's going on in my head.
Well,
Why don't you like it?
No, it's not that I don't like it. I think it's unusual to say an offensive player and a defensive player are going to compete, for an extension. I do. After you said that, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Here's what I have to say as well. Who gets extended might be the guy who's willing to take the least amount of money, and that when I remember the Broncos 2015. It's like, who are you going to bring back, Derek Wolfe or Malik Jackson?
Yeah.
And Derek was willing to take less, take a bit of a hometown discount, do an extension early. Malik Jackson got an even bigger bag. He hit the open market, but it was Wolf being like, you know what, I want to be here. I'm willing to take less than I would get on the open market. And again, it's not all going to come down to that, but that will be a dynamic at play.
So with that being said right there, is it between Riley Moss and Jaquan McMillan? You're saying who's going to take less money? Would that be the two that take the less money because they're both on defense? They're both cornerbacks.
Yeah.
One's a nickel.
Yeah. I mean, and even if Mims is like, hey, he probably wouldn't say this, but hey, even if you pay me like a specialist, I'll come back. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work, but it's a relevant conversation because I do not believe all three of these guys are going to get extensions.
No.
And I do not believe that all three guys are walking. One or maybe two of these guys are going to be long-term Broncos. I just don't know how it's all going to shake out.
If you had to choose just two that could get extended, who are the two?
Riley and J-Mac.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were going Riley and Mims.
No.
I don't. So I'm on the opposite side of you. I think it's Riley and Marvin Mims. Because Mims, like I said earlier, brings a different aspect to the game with the utility of being able to do the running back. He said running back first. He said running back and do all that. They don't want Waddle doing all that. They want Waddle being like that number 1A to Cortland's 1A. That's what they want, them stretching the football field. They still need a utility guy, a guy that can do it all, and that's Mims. And then, of course, we talked about Riley. I don't think J-Mac's part of their plan. It's never been because he was undrafted.
I was just going to say, you can go back to the vision.
Exactly, right? The vision is not there for J-Mac. And if the vision was there for J-Mac, they would have got a contract done with him already. Instead, they tendered his butt, giving him $6 million, giving him the luxury to either keep him or trade him during the draft or even during the season. They can do that as well. So I think that they're upset with J-Mac because he's messing up the plans. The plans were extend their guys that they're drafting, which would be Riley Moss. All right, you got Jahdae Barron playing nickel for a couple years, and then he would move on to cornerback later on if Riley doesn't pan out. But that's not the plan right now because J-Mac messed it up. And so he would be the odd man out to me.
All right, we'll see how this all shakes out. I'm fascinated by this stuff and the construction of the roster. These are three good football players.
Yeah.
But guess what? JFM was a good football player. They made a business decision. Not bringing him back.
JFM got the bag.
He did. Okay, so Pat Surtain, speaking for, I think, the first time since this Jalen Waddle trade, he was on a podcast hosted by Julian Edelman. I think it's called Games with Names, I want to say. Games with Names. Anyway, so this was Surtain talking with Edelman about Waddle and what he brings to the table.
I think it makes the team better as a whole, man. I just think bringing a guy like that, what he's able to bring and showcase, it's going to be exciting to watch. Just his speed, his playmaking ability to, gem well with our receiving corps that we have, like Court, Marvin Mims, Pat Bryant, all those guys, man. Troy Franklin, LaJordan Humphrey. Like, it's going to be exciting because, looking at that receiver room, everybody got their different traits. You know what I mean? Portland, he's down the field, catching crazy catches, contested catches, reliable target, big target. Marvin, he's our do-it-all guy. You can put him everywhere, he's going to make a play. Troy, speed, all these guys. So Pat Bryant, reliant target, catches everything. So
young, too. A lot of young guys.
Young with a lot of talent. So, practice is going to be fun. It's going to make everybody better for sure.
Training camp is going to be hysterically fun to watch. And when he's going through the room, I'm thinking back to our initial conversation after the Waddle trade and talking about the Jamal Murray analogy when he came back in the fold after a year and a half, 2 years, and everyone was moved down on the totem pole one spot to their organic place on a championship roster.
You just went back to their home.
Yep, and after quote-unquote playing out of position from a hierarchy standpoint through a championship lens. And it's amazing, my view of the wide receiver room after this Waddle trade, it's so similar. It's like when, now, you know I'm higher, I'm Pat Bryant maybe than you or most. I just
You love you some Pat Bryant.
And
you
by
think
the way,
he's the next Cortland Sutton.
And you see what he said when describing him.
What did he say?
The reliability.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a so I value reliability, production more than speed, you know. Anyway, these guys
Troy's getting better too.
Well,
Troy's getting better too.
Troy is getting Troy took a big step forward in year number 2. But anyway, the introduction of Waddle into the room, it just changes the complexion of how I view it. Like, this is a now they're young and they still have a lot to prove, but damn, this room, it feels like it has a really high ceiling now with Waddle.
Well, there's so many options you can go with. You want speed, you have speed. You want reliability with Pat Bryant, you have that on third downs. Cortland Sutton, the big body receiver. All right, another shifty receiver that can blow the top off and he can extend and stretch plays. Like, you got that. So for Bo Nix, you have a bunch of toys to play with. Put everybody in good situations. Be accurate with the football. Have the patience, the time, the rhythm down so that you can have these big-time plays. Develop this chemistry with everybody so that you can go out on Sundays and just have fun, just let it loose. And so it is good that you have these weapons. It is good you have Waddle, who has went for multiple 1,000-yard years, and he's comfortable being the number one receiver if he needs to be. Cortland Sutton doing it as well. So during camp, it's going to make everybody better because there's only going to be 3 receivers usually on that football field. So now everybody is competing. Pat Bryant's not promised to be that number 3 receiver. Troy Franklin is not promised to be the number 3 receiver. So with that being said, everybody is going to be jockeying and battling for that number 3 spot. So what are you doing? You're getting the best out of everybody. And what do we always say on here? When you have pressure, it's going to either create diamonds or bust a pipe. So what do you do when your back's against the wall, Troy Franklin or Pat Bryant, and you guys are duking it out? Can you go out there and be consistent, make those big-time plays? It's only going to make the Denver Broncos better.
I can't wait to watch it. I cannot wait to watch it. Here was more from Pat Surtain talking about the practice setting as a cornerback now with Jalen Waddle in the mix.
Day one of full pads.
Yeah.
One-on-one period.
Yeah.
Are you first up against Waddle? Is it going to be that? Is that the first group that's going to set the tone? Because I'm getting warm and tingly inside thinking about it.
Yeah, that's going to be the battle, man. Definitely that's going to be the matchup. One-on-one, me and Waddle. So, I'm looking forward to that battle. Going back to our collegiate days where we used to, battle it out and just have those memories click again. You know what I mean? I don't know, it sort of takes me back in time to whereas those hot days in Tuscaloosa, those hot practices, and we going one-on-one against each other. And it's definitely going to be one of those canon events again that we experience. So
I can't wait to watch this.
It's going to be fun.
Like, get your popcorn ready. Like, I already thought, being out at camp when Surtain went up against Sutton, it was always like, okay, I'm definitely watching this rep. But the presence of Waddle going up against his Alabama teammate.
Oh, and Waddle likes to talk stuff.
Yeah, and Surtain was actually talking about that on the podcast. Like, there's going to be a lot of chirping.
Oh, yeah.
And PS2 is not too much of a talker.
Until you probably piss him off.
I'm sure. Sure.
But you know what I was thinking of, too? Like, this is what's going to put PS2 on another level now this year. And you brought this up maybe during the season. Who does PS2 usually struggle with? What type of receivers?
Just smaller, shiftier guys like that, yeah.
And so now you have Waddle, who is small, shiftier receiver that's a true receiver one in this league. So now he's getting that work. It's not just Cortland Sutton with the big body. He's getting that work as well. So when he gets into these games, it's like I've been playing against 2 number 1 receivers.
Right.
Like, now I'm taking my game to the next level, and now maybe we'll see Pat Surtain get even more interceptions because he's working with Waddle, and their iron sharpens iron. All right, but for someone like Riley as well, it's helping him out. Because now Riley can't sit there and grab on a big – usually when you're a bigger receiver and you're slower, you can grab, you can be more handsy with because they're physical. Now, for Riley, it's like, dude, you have to use technique and speed to hang with someone like Waddle, like Troy Franklin. So, like, they're going to get so much work during one-on-ones, during teams, that they're going to be ready for the season, and they're going to come out firing because of that. I'm excited, man.
This is going to be, I think, the best wide receiver cornerback matchups that we've seen really in just about 10 years, when it used to be Aqib Talib and Chris Harris Jr. going up against guys like DT and Emmanuel.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be very, very, very fun. I cannot wait to see these just inter-squad scrimmages and matchups in training camp, and we're going to have it covered wall-to-wall for you, obviously, when that time does come. And it will be here before you know it.
Come on
before
now.
you know
Hopefully they have some music out there.
We'll see. No music.
No music.
Just for warm-ups.
Okay.
Just for warm-ups. All right. Shifting gears here. You know, you've heard for a couple years from college sports fans that NIL has ruined it, that the transfer portal has ruined college sports. Not so fast. We'll pass along some evidence to the contrary coming up next.
Will we look back at the end of this Nuggets season and declare that all the injuries they dealt with could end up helping them come the postseason?
Having these injuries and not be, having all these different parts that have had to step up and play a lot of different minutes, I think in the end, that's going to definitely help this group. I mean, it's a full room now, though.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And when you're dealing with joint pain, we don't want just guesswork. You want a real plan, just like I did. And that's why I send people to Regen RX in Denver. Their professionalism is on another level, guys. The moment you walk in, they break everything down for you. Maybe it's the stem cell therapy to support the joints. Maybe it's the shockwave therapy to wake up the blood flow. Whatever the case may be, they are going to sit you down and map it out step by step. And they don't just treat you once and disappear. No, not at Regen RX. They even built a 6-month booster plan to keep your results feeling strong. That's how you know they're serious about your long-term performance. But here's the part that everybody loves the most. Their consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free. No risk, no commitment, just real answers. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or pain that's slowing you down, this is your chance to see if their treatments work for you. Look, if joint pain is stealing that explosiveness, your confidence, your ability to keep up with your kids, stop pushing through it. Your quality of life matters. Guys, you matter. So give RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co for your free consultation. Invest in your future self and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Hi, Flo here from Progressive. Life changes quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, you mean like adding another vehicle?
Yes, that's something we can do.
Great, because I was thinking about getting a van so we could just keep the kids' softball stuff in the car.
Oh, we don't need to get into specifics. Just saying it's easy to change.
Oh, and Hannah wants to try the tuba.
Again, we don't need the specifics.
Last year, she wanted to be a tap dancer, but that only lasted 2 lessons.
Okay.
But she kept the shoes because they are adorable.
Well, just know that with Progressive, you can easily add another car to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free. easy, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair. .com.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Pepsi at King Soopers, 1650 30th Street in Boulder, on Wednesday, March 25th from 4 to 6 p.m. Stop by for your chance to win tickets to Wednesday's Nuggets game and sample Gatorade's low sugar line. Don't miss it.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for almost 50 years, my firm has stood beside families recovering from car accidents. We live here, we work here, and we fight for people here. Over the years, we've helped our clients win more than $1 billion, giving them the compensation they deserve. If you've been injured in an accident, you don't have to face it alone. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit willhitewins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or willhitewins.com. We're here for Coloradans when it matters most.
Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Guys, we've had the driest winter in decades. Protect your home with fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance upgrades built to handle Colorado's extreme weather. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver!
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
Let's come off the top rope with it! All righty. So, for the last couple years, I have heard the same sort of sentiment from fans, sports fans. And I just heard it from, it was my Uncle Carl who was just let me know how he felt about college athletics when I was visiting my family in Buffalo last week. And
he let you have it?
It's something along the lines of like, man, college sports are, they got ruined. They pay the players now. They transfer in and out, and
Which is true.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. And is it different? Yes, it is. But, and we talked about this during football season. You can say all this, and it could be true to you. Maybe it's ruined, but here's what I know, Phil. People vote on things with their time and with actions, not words. So when you say college football is ruined, and it's literally more popular than it's ever been. And we just watched the most viewed college football season in the history of the sport. How ruined is it really? And I think of that as well with basketball, right? It's ruined, all right? We got the numbers from March Madness, all right? It was the most watched opening day in the history of the NCAA tournament. So, again, like, do I think it's perfect? No. Do I think it needs some tweaks and changes? I do. But do I think that it's ruined? Absolutely not.
No, I mean, look. I said earlier, I think Dante hit it on the head when he said that the NIL for basketball specifically, it's going to help out because there's a lot of fringe players that could go to the draft, but also come back, probably make more than they would in the draft.
Sure.
And so now the play of basketball at the college level is more elite. You're getting more players that are going to stick around longer than just 1 year, so that when you're watching these games, it's more competitive. And you see these games, you see certain players, you're like, man, that kid at some point is going to be in the NBA, but not today. He's out here in college doing his part because he's already getting paid. Why sit there and force yourself to go to the NBA when you can still make a lot of money and play college basketball? And it's fun to watch, and you continue to develop as a player.
Yep. Most watched opening day in the history of the NCAA tournament. The one thing I will say, and we'll see how this ages, but this is how I view it now. I do believe that you are going to see less Cinderella stories than we've seen in the past. All right? And the reason for that is because when you kill it at a St. Peter's, when you kill it at a Florida Gulf Coast, when you kill it at, what was another recent Cinderella? George Mason back in the day. I'm missing one here recently. Not San Diego State, but
FAU.
FAU, yeah. So when you kill it at those schools, there's a larger bag waiting for you at a higher level. And so you're going to see less teams. Like I remember like maybe 15, 20 years ago, there was a Cornell team that all came in as freshmen, and they came up, and when they're seniors, like they went to the Sweet 16, maybe even the Elite Eight. I think you'll see less stories like that because they're going to get gobbled up by larger schools. That being said, the numbers go down when the further the Cinderella makes it. So
they don't like it.
We say we like the Cinderellas, all right? But then when it's time to vote on those Cinderellas with our time and our viewership, the numbers go down.
They don't like the little guys.
When the Blue Bloods are in it, the numbers go up. So anyway, in summary, the most watched opening weekend of the NCAA tournament of all time. You're probably going to see less Cinderellas. It was the most watched college football season of all time. For the college sports are ruined crowd, actions over words, they're still pretty damn popular. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right. ESPN and Dan Orlovsky ranked Ty Simpson from Alabama as the best quarterback in the 2026 class, ahead of Fernando Mendoza. If you had the number 1 pick, if you're the Raiders, and you personally had the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, what quarterback would you take?
See, a lot of people seem to be down and out on Mendoza because he didn't put up the stats that you should if you win a Heisman. But I'm going with the guy that was coached by Uncle Kirk Cignetti that's going to be ready for big-time moments. That's going to be disciplined, fundamentally sound. That's going to get everybody involved. Mendoza is a really good quarterback.
He is.
That does not fold under pressure. If my memory is serving me well, Ty Simpson folded under pressure versus Indiana. Was it Indiana that they?
Yeah, and
he did not look good.
No, he didn't, and they were getting seal clubbed. I mean, they were just not the better team. But
he was part of it.
Well, you talk about the pressure. Like Fernando Mendoza. Remember the game against Penn State, game-winning drive, touchdown in the back of the end zone on the last play of the game? Like, there's something to that dude. He's 6'5", 236. You know, I've heard a comparison. I think it was Colin Cowherd who did it. He made a comp from your former teammate, a former quarterback that you played with.
Don't you say Joe Flacco?
No. He said he's a more athletic Matt Ryan.
Okay, yeah.
And when he said that, I'm like, I can kind of see that.
And Matt was a bad boy, as we all know.
Bad boy.
Got to a Super Bowl
League MVP.
Yeah, he didn't want to throw to Julio Jones for some reason. They want to throw to Julio.
That whole thing. You're talking about Super Bowl.
Yes.
I mean, that was an operational failure.
Come on.
That was an operational failure. But starting to see some disagreement on old Fernando Mendoza. All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
All right, the Oklahoma City Thunder announced their brand new $900 million Continental Coliseum set to open in 2028. I don't know if you've seen this yet. It's brand new, like I say brand new to me anyway. The arena looks like stunning, and it's going to be in downtown Oklahoma City. They will only this will be the only Coliseum in the NBA. There's 16 centers. There's 8 arenas. That's one of us, Ball Arena. There's 2 gardens, right? Boston Garden, Madison Square Garden. Yeah. There's 1 dome. That's the Intuit Dome, right? There's 1 field house. That's in Indiana, I want to say. It's like the something Bridge Field House. A Coliseum. And
Coliseum.
Phil, it won't be long. It won't be long until we get news about a new stadium for the Denver Nuggets.
Well, I'm waiting. It's been a long time. It's time for the Denver Nuggets, who won a championship, to have a new arena.
Yeah, and they definitely need a new practice. Both the Nuggets and Avs. The Denver Nuggets. Here's a fact for you. The Denver Nuggets are the only, from what I understand, the only practice facility in the NBA where every NBA player can't have their own hoop. Like, there's just not enough hoops. If you were going to rank them, it'd be the lowest practice facility. Then we know the Avs, they practice at Family Sports.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
but you know what? I like it. It makes them get it out the mud. All right, it reminds them that they're still not you know what, right? They're still not the S word. They still got to thrive for greatness. Put them in that. Get them out the mud, baby.
Dude, I see some of these practice facilities, like when Michael Porter Jr. showed up in Brooklyn and saw their practice facility, like his jaw was on the floor. So we're getting there. These
Slowly
teams
but surely.
is very slow, very slow, and hopefully surely. All right, a new era of Rockies baseball, guys. It's 3 days away. What do we think are the 3 biggest storylines of the upcoming season? That's coming up next.
With J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey back in the Broncos running back room, what will that mean for their plans in the upcoming draft?
I don't think they're going to draft a running back in the 2nd round. There's no chance. No chance. I mean, they drafted one last year in the 2nd round.
I know.
And they love Harvey. George Payton, they love Harvey.
Pet kitty.
Right.
Pet cat. Yeah.
So, maybe they draft 4th round because he got 2 4th-round picks.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Injury Insights, powered by Ramos Law. Taking a look at the latest sports injuries in Colorado and beyond. Here's Dr. Joseph Ramos with Zach By.
All right, Dr. Ramos, we saw over the weekend Avalanche captain Gabe Landeskog return to the lineup after missing a couple of weeks with a testicle injury. Took a 96-mile-per-hour puck to the groin. He said he had a quick surgery. I know we talked about this injury before. You said a rupture is possible. Do you think that's what happened here?
Oh, no, Zach. And, incredible. I saw the pictures of that cup too, man. That was just mind-boggling. What a shot he took. The fact that he had this, what we consider a minor surgery, really tells us now exactly what this is. If he'd had a penis laceration or a testicular rupture, this would have been more of a major surgery and it would have been done immediately. Same thing if he had developed any sort of a scrotal laceration itself, would have required an immediate surgery to fix it up. What happened to him almost certainly is he ended up having a scrotal hematoma. And what that is, when you get the shear force to the pelvis, the penis and the testicles are sheared inside that cup with a sudden jerking motion. And the testes have a bunch of veins around them. And those veins can ooze out and start bleeding. And when that happened, it probably happened directly into his scrotum and swole it up full of blood. And that's what a hematoma is, a sac full of blood, essentially. And he had to go in and have that drained. You could just bet that that's what happened to him. And, this area is really tough to get to stop bleeding because there's just nothing to really compress it down there. So I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he did well. We could almost bet this was a scrotal hematoma, Zach.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Every business starts with an idea. With smart business buying from Amazon Business, get everything you need to grow in one familiar place. From office supplies to IT essentials and maintenance tools. Ready to bring your visions to life? Learn how at AmazonBusiness.com.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
Want to start testosterone therapy? Don't choose a one-size-fits-all dose at your doctor's or pay hundreds out of pocket at a franchise. Go to Low T Center, the area's #1 TRT clinic. For effective custom testosterone covered by insurance, this month, get free men's T-test, discounts on peptides, and more. Head to lowtcenter.com to book an appointment now.
At Thirsty Lion Scratch Kitchen, craft cocktails and beer, every dish is made fresh daily from chef-driven, globally inspired flavors to the classics you crave. Behind the bar, handcrafted cocktails meet a curated lineup of local and regional beers. It's a place to gather, unwind, and connect, where the energy is lively and the experience is always elevated. Thirsty Lion. Come as strangers, leave as friends. Visit them at the corner of 16th and Wincoop or at thirstylionrestaurant.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fans brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, a new era of Rockies baseball is 3 days away. Man, oh man.
Can't believe it, man.
It is. I don't know if the results are going to come this year or anytime soon.
I mean, I'm not looking for the Rockies to win 70 games this year. I would love for them to, but I'm looking at just like it's baseball season. What do the Rockies look like under new management?
And so for years, I asked this organization to go outside of itself for the first time ever.
You have.
They did something that I couldn't have seen coming, extremely dramatic.
They said, hold my beer.
Yeah, like we're going to go hire the guy running the Cleveland Browns. Like, holy smokes. Like, this is truly outside of the box. But I can't ask for something and then they do it. Is it in the way that I thought was coming? No. I thought you'd hire someone from within baseball. Obviously, he has a baseball background, but I can't be negative about the Rockies before the season even starts when they did something that I've been asking them to do for years. And so, like, for all the complaining over the years, Dick Monfort. Well, Dick Monfort's not running the show anymore. His son is. Go outside the organization. They did that. Don't just promote from within when it comes to your general manager. Okay, well, they did that. There's no more Bud Black. Right, it's Warren Schaefer. So everything about the Rockies has changed, like from a concept standpoint, from a fundamental standpoint. And so we'll see how it goes. But I'll tell you, I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be following. I'm going to be following very closely.
I'm excited. Honestly, I'm excited because of the changes in the front office, because of the youth movement that they like to call it with these young guys that are going to be playing the whole season, right? There's some guys that didn't make the cut at the beginning, but will be asked to be called up and make something happen when that opportunity presents itself. So, like, what does this team look like throughout this whole season? Are they getting better? Because there's two things that happen. You're getting better or you're getting worse. Nothing ever stays the same.
Yeah.
And so I just want to see some type of improvement before the wins start coming.
All right. It starts on Friday, man. It starts on Friday. We're going to be on the air when the Rockies are throwing their first pitch of the season. All right, so let's talk about some of the storylines here that we're going to be watching. For me, can the additions of experienced starters, Michael Lorenzen, Jose Quintana, Tomoyuki Sagano, along with Kyle Freeland, along with Ryan Feltner, can they achieve competency? Like, I'm looking for from the Rockies starting pitching the same thing I'm looking for from my golf game. I'm not looking for anything special here. Can I get to competent?
So you started listing these guys. I'm like, yes. Can they achieve? Like, yes. Can they just try to be
competent? just
competent.
Well, here's why I say this. Last year, the rotation posted the highest ERA since it became a stat in 1913.
Yeah, come on.
So, like, I think it's unrealistic and unreasonable to have the worst ERA since ERA became ERA and jump to, like, hey, this is going to be a top half of the league rotation. I don't think that's going to be the case. But can they be competent? Can they keep you in games? There was far too many games a year ago that were over by the third inning. And so can you be competent from a pitching staff standpoint? That, for me, is among the three biggest storylines to watch this season.
Yeah, and it also comes down to injuries. The Rockies got banged up throughout the season. Can they stay healthy? Can we see a bounce-back year from Ezekiel Tobar? Can he do his part?
Totally.
You're asking for the guys, these glue guys that are going to be around because they're still young, to do their part, stay healthy, but also help these young guys out along the way. And then with the young guys, someone like Dollander, right, not having him in the rotation, honestly, is okay. He's in the bullpen, which he's young. Force him to go out there and compete. Force him to win some of these games if they ask him to finish it out. Force him to want that spot more than he did even last year. Don't just give it to him. And I believe the Rockies are doing that by bringing in the players on the pitching mound, on the rotation to do it early and have someone like Dollander come in later on. Just force these young guys to compete at a high level.
Well, that's the aim here. The ninth pick in the 23 draft coming out of the bullpen to start the season. He's had moments. We've talked about that. His road home splits are kind of wild, but it was his rookie year. So, but that for me also, that is one of the three biggest storylines. What is happening with your top 10 pick that has actually flashed? I mean, his arm is live. You mentioned Ezekiel Tovar. Can the shortstop, and along with Brenton Doyle, rebound from injuries and a disappointing season? That is near the top of the list in terms of the three biggest storylines. And then also, Warren Schaefer. This is his first full season as manager. What do you have here? And I'm not going to put wins and losses on Warren Schaefer, all right, because a baseball manager, I think, is among the four major sports, it's the least influential and impactful on game days. But even that being said, I'm just going into this thing with a totally open mind. I thought he made a good impression last year.
Change the culture. That's the thing I want to look at. Is can he change the culture?
Well, he can be part of it. He can be part of it. And so his first full season, what are we looking at? Rockies have a win total of 55.5 games in 2026. I will be betting this over. I feel
like you bet the over all the time, Zeke.
I do. I'm just going to not bet it I'm going to just keep on betting it. Like if I'm going to be watching the games all year round, like I'm going to have a wager on the season over. And 55 games is so insulting. Like it's so insulting that I'm not going to stand on the sideline for it. So I'll go over 55.5 games in 2026. Dante, do you like that? You're behind the glass, huge baseball guy, over 55.5?
I like it, but I also liked it last year, and obviously I was way off on that one.
What was it last year?
I think it was around the same, maybe like 53.5, something like that. Maybe I was just a year early, so maybe this is the year it finally turns around. Got some new guys in the building, so hopefully I was just 1 year early.
Yeah, and hopefully just a competent pitching staff can just keep them in more games. The Rockies are the 11th team, all right, since 1990 to have a win total of under 60 wins on a season, okay? In the previous 10, the over went 6-4, all right? So for what it's worth. Just do with that what you will. All right. I'm looking forward to it. Starting on Friday. All right. There's something changing here at the Fan. All right. And we're going to address it next.
Your bracket's busted, destroyed. It's embarrassing. But hey, we've all been there. The good news? Denver Sports is throwing you a lifeline. It's the Second Chance Bracket presented by Waterloo Turf and Xfinity. Your shot at redemption and $1,000. Dust yourself off. Head to DenverSports.com/bracket and prove your first bracket was just a warm-up. Entries close before tip-off Thursday, March 26th. That's DenverSports.com/bracket. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a staff accountant at the height of tax season.
Congrats. Looks like the company owes, $50 in taxes. How about that?
That seems low. Why only 50?
Why do you care so much? It's not your money.
This is the time for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
When it comes to your home, draft the best in the game. If you're planning a custom build, a full remodel, or adding an ADU, you need a team that executes. Able Builders builds custom homes, minor or major renovations, and accessory dwelling units with precision, communication, and craftsmanship that shows up on game day. Plan, build, deliver. When you're making a big investment, you want experience on your side. And when it's time to choose your builder,
bring Able to the table.
Call 303-590-5600.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of feller who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Jackson Hewitt will do your taxes for $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So if you're a delivery driver, /handyman, /wedding DJ, you pay only $149 or less. We're talking to you, waitress.
Check, please.
/pet sitter, /influencer. Just $149 or less. Want your refund to work as hard as you? Hurry. Don't wait. File with Jackson Hewitt today. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your help.
Score big. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store or you can shop online. Staples, that was easy.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's powered by Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, halfway home here on a Tuesday, and we have a member of our staff that is finding a new home, and it's Richie Carney. This is Richie Carney's last day of work here at The Fan. It has been nearly a decade. I brought Richie up. I forget what analogy I was trying to make, but it was, 4 to 6 months ago, about someone, like the value of someone that can do everything.
Yeah, the utility guy.
Yes.
Utility guy. Also, you said that he reminded you of a pug. So which one was that? Was it that the same story?
No, not the same story.
Okay.
So Richie is the ultimate utility guy at the station. Okay, yeah. You guys hear him as a fill-in host, but he's also our assistant program director. This is someone who got his way into the station by smoozing Mark Schlereth as a server, and this is someone who, I don't know if you guys know this, like the night of a snowstorm, Richie stays at the hotel.
Yeah.
Across the street, the DoubleTree here in the tech center, so he can trudge across a 4-lane road and make sure we're on the air in the morning.
Iron Man Richie. And
Richie is he's leaving us. He has been the producer of a bunch of shows. Richie's here with us now. Richie, you were the producer of Stokely and Zach.
I was.
You were the producer of different iterations of The Drive.
Yeah, several.
You have worn just about every hat here at the Fan.
Just about. Yeah, it's been a lot. I'm reflecting on it the last 9 years or so, from the weekends and the overnights, and grinding in silence and trying to make it full time, and having to wait tables and all that, and then just climbing the ladder, surviving a bomb cyclone so we can run.
Yeah.
Pac-12 championship basketball because CU was playing in it, and it just I enjoy it. I enjoy just kind of being able to walk into a place like this, and if there's something that needs done, let me see if I can do it. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, and you always have gone above and beyond, and your story, I feel a kinship. While it's different than mine, it is a lot of years of grinding. I mean, you had to work here for multiple years before ever going to full time, right?
Several. Yeah. I would say, I think it was 3, almost 3.5 maybe years before I got hired on full time.
Yeah, and so let me see if I have this right. So you're a server at Perry's Steakhouse, right?
Yep.
And Mark Schlereth came in.
He did.
And you connected with him and like sold yourself kind of that you would love an opportunity at the Fan, right?
I stole the table from another server. They sat him outside of my section, but I know who Mark is. I grew up watching him on ESPN. He obviously was a Bronco, and
yep.
On TV, heard him on the radio because from the time I was 15 years old, the Fan's the station that I listened to when I was driving to school. So I stole the table from another server, and I said, if you don't shoot your shot with this guy, you're never going to have a better chance. And I said whatever apparently needed to be said, and
how did it go?
Well, it was Easter Sunday dinner, right? So I'm trying to be respectful. I'm trying to be, whatever. But I engineer the conversation, get him to ask me, where'd I go to school? What do I do? You know what I mean? Like all that stuff.
You call him Mr. Slirth?
I think I actually might have. Okay. It's a high-end place, Phil. Listen, you don't go to those places a lot. I get it, but it's a high-end restaurant. So I got him to ask me, and, he introduced himself, and I said, yeah, I'm a journalism major looking to get into sports broadcasting. He goes, what are the odds? I work in sports media. I work for the Fan. I was like, Mark, I know who you are. That's fine. We can drop that now. And I still, to this day, it's one of the funniest interactions I can think back on. It was at the end of the dinner. He said, well, you got to give me your information, man. I got to pass it on. He goes, give me your business card. And I said, bartenders don't have business cards. But thank you for reminding me of that I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
And so I did at the time what I thought was very embarrassing, which was I wrote my name and number and email down on a piece of receipt paper.
Yep.
Folded it up and gave it to him, thinking that would be the end of it, because you bump shoulders to people like that all the time. They're busy. They have the best of intentions, and then nothing happens. I got a call from Armin Williams, the program director, the next morning at 8:30 in the morning, and I was totally unprepared, had no...
Holy smokes, it was Zach. I never knew that.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. He told me, he said, hey, my name's Armin Williams. I'm the program director at 104 Through the Fan, and Stink, my guy in the mornings, he said that you waited on him at dinner last night, said you seem like a sharp guy, hell of a kid, and said we need to connect, so I wanted to know if you had any time to talk. And I was like, I was standing out on the front porch of my house, pacing in circles, going, oh my God, what do I say? And, parlayed that into an interview, got a part-time, job. It was like $400 a month doing weekends and overnights. And
yep.
Just kind of, worked my way up from there, doing weekend programming, John Davis and Orlando Franklin, 7 to 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
And, doing that kind of stuff. It was cool to reminisce with John about that. But yeah, then over the next 9, years or so, my 9-year anniversary is this spring. And
same.
Just
yeah, we got hired almost the exact same
couple
time.
Months apart.
Yeah, you were just talking about that.
Couple months apart.
Yeah, literally. And so to see you go from part-time board op, running games and that, and then to be probably then to a board op on a show, and then to be a producer, and then to go to executive producer, and then assistant program director, and now you're on your way to Sacramento tomorrow morning to be program director of the tell us the station? Sacktown Sports, right?
Sacktown Sports, 1140, yeah.
Yep, home of the Kings, right?
Yep, flagship of the Kings.
Incredible, and I'm just, we're all proud of you. But me personally, I'm deeply grateful to have crossed paths with you, and have you as my producer and see you. It reminds me of the sacrifices that I made all through my 20s. And again, different story, but same sort of arc and fundamental. And then how old are you right now?
I'm 32.
Yeah, so I got my big break at 30 here at the Fan. That was 9 years ago yesterday. Was my first show,
Wow.
March 23rd, 2017.
Happy anniversary.
And yeah, and so when you look back, like what are some of the stuff and moments that you will bring with you to Sacramento?
Gosh, I mean, getting to be in this business and doing this thing for 2 championship runs was pretty special. Organizing those overnight broadcasts will always be one of my favorite things. Just going 24 hours around the clock, celebrating with the fans, taking calls, and we'd never done anything like that here before.
Correct.
Because we hadn't really had a lot of championship opportunities since the Super Bowl to do that. So. That was really cool. You mentioned the Bomb Cyclone one. That's always, a fun one. And really there are some big moments, to be honest with you, Zach, you and I going to game 1 of the Stanley Cup final and as a fan and sitting there, dude, it's one of my favorite sports memories of all time.
Yep. We spent hundreds of dollars on those tickets.
Hundreds. And honestly, the way that we got them is part of the reason why it's my favorite story. There was the listener that DM'd. You and I were talking about it on the air because we had gone to a game in every round. That was what we had wanted to do, and I had to tap out. I said, dude, I don't know if I can pay these Stanley Cup tickets. I literally had to go to him and be like, little bank had to be like, hey, man, I don't know if I can do this.
He didn't just put you in the suite.
Listen, he's got pull, but not that kind of pull.
No,
you know,
definitely not.
But so and I remember he was quizzing me because it was like $1,000 to get in the door, minimum to get in the door, and I was like, I can't do 1,000.
And this is Stanley Cup Game 1 in Denver.
Cup Game 1 in Denver.
Yep.
And I remember he's looking at me and he's like, so what's the number? I'm like, I don't know, like $750. He goes, okay, so if tickets came in for $800, you wouldn't do it? I'm like, well, I probably would. He goes, what if it was $850? I'm like, well, I guess. And then so we had this fun back and forth on the air. We're going back and forth. And a listener of the station DM'd me on Twitter and said, hey, my best friend is a vet tech and she's on call as a season ticket holder and she can't use her ticket. She was trying to sell them. Do you want me to see if they're still available? And I said, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. And she messages me back, hey, they're available. She'll give them to you for $1,000. I said $1,000 each, thinking, oh, great. That just gets me back to square one. She goes, no, $1,000 for the pair. And I was like, tell your friend to draw the shades, lock the door, turn her phone off. The tickets are sold. Don't talk to anybody else. Don't listen to anybody else. And I went in the break. I was like, Zach, you need to Venmo me $500 right now because I just got his tickets. And we ended up there. And Burakovsky hits the game winner in overtime Stanley Cup hockey. It's one of my favorite sports memories that I've had here for sure. And all the other ones, even if they're not big punctuated moments, just all the training camps, all the late nights and the Army-Navy trips.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
That was a good one.
All
real
kinds
quick,
of stuff.
and real quick, the Army-Navy trip, and I know we've told the story, but we go, it's me, Richie, and Phil, and we hopped down onto the field in pregame.
We stole photog vests.
And we literally, and I see someone walk out of a room with a photographer vest, and I think I went in there alone at first.
Yeah, you did. You went and checked it out.
Scoped it out.
And she's like, I'm here for my photog vest. And she's like,
that checks out.
She's like, what? She's like, you got your ID? And I'm like, yep. And I just got a photographer vest, walked out, and you guys followed in after me, and we watched the Army-Navy game with our toes on the white sideline.
Yep.
Like watching goal line stands feet away from where it was happening.
Didn't take a single picture. Didn't even have a camera.
The mascot, the goat, was the goat.
All that. Yeah, the Navy mascot. Yeah.
But just stuff like that. Just the memories of just like the opportunities that I would never be able to have been afforded had it not been for this industry, this business, specifically this station, all of you guys, and honestly, Mark Schlereth for having good taste in steak and loving his wife enough to take her out to dinner.
Man, oh man, it's just
it's crazy, man. Everybody's journey is crazy.
It is, and everyone's is different. And the every year that you're trying to make it in this business, it's a lot like boot camp. You look to the left and right of you, and people are dropping out every year because it's just really hard to break into. And so I'm really proud of you, man. And you're going to be the new program director out in Sacramento.
Let's go.
You are the ultimate utility man. Your work ethic and all that. You're getting the fruits of your labor over.
You're a good person, man. A great person, man.
I appreciate
you.
that.
You helped me out a lot too, and I know it hasn't been 9 years like ZB over here, but man, when I first got here, I was very raw, still raw, but you helped me out so much, dude. And I learned that you're an ass kisser. It's not just with Brady Marshall, but you kiss Mark's ass too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a scale,
I was gonna get you back.
1 to Tracy McGrady, it was like a 4. Probably. You should have heard this guy with Tracy McGrady. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. McGrady, so you're my favorite player ever. Mr. Mark.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Well, we'll have to do some when the Nuggets play the Kings. We'll have to do some swapping of hosts and have some fun with it. But you're gonna do great. Best of luck with all your travel and making it out there and getting settled. You'll be in like the fan Hall of Fame, at least in my eyes, forevermore here for your work over the last decade, Rich.
Yeah, listen, I love you guys. I've been doing a lot of thinking back over the last 9 years since it's really starting to hit me now, especially now being like this is it for me here. But you guys are my colleagues, my friends, and I'll have a lot of homes, I imagine, but the fan will always have my heart.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's been my thing, and I told myself I wasn't going to get emotional, so I'm going to try. But I couldn't be more blessed or happy to have shared the time, here with you and all the listeners, everybody behind the scenes, and I'll have a lot of fun things to reminisce on and a lot of bittersweet feelings as I'm heading out tomorrow for a 19-hour drive out west. But I'm excited, and I'll be keeping tabs on you guys from afar because nobody does it better than you guys and better than the fan, and I'm just so blessed to have been a part of it for as long as I could be.
All right, Richie, great stuff, man. All the rooftop Richie call-ins from the rooftop of Coors, from the
legendary
Brothers Barbecue setup and stage that
you know what? That
screwed
might
me
be
over.
my favorite memory. That might be my favorite one.
There's
The
some
hit job.
There is some. That was a hit job, but there's some classics, man. So best of luck. You're gonna do great. I know we'll stay in touch. Richie Carney, after over 9 years at the Fan, moving on.
Cheers,
okay. What will the Broncos do with their second-round pick in exactly 1 month from today? There are some signs here. We'll talk about them next.
Are there clues within the Broncos organization that the hierarchy has shifted away from Sean Payton being at the front of all the decisions?
I think there's a couple pieces of evidence that point to why that would be the case, if that is the case, because once again, I'm just gathering clues.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Fellas, what's going on? Phillip Lindsay here. And let's be honest, most of us are great at ignoring signs. We feel tired. We're dragging through the days, not sleeping well. The workouts aren't as productive as they used to be. And we just chalk it up to, I'm getting older. But there's a lot of guys out there that have these classic symptoms called low testosterone. And I'm here to tell you that my friends at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are here to help because they're experts at treating low T and other men's sexual health conditions. They treated tens of thousands of men across Colorado, and this year, they're helping guys go even further with their 4 targeted body composition plans, featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and even more, all designed to boost energy, support metabolism, and enhance recovery, and also can help accelerate fat loss. You heard me, the fat loss can go bye-bye. Finding out is simple as well. All you need to do is go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com, take the 2-minute low T quiz, then schedule a consult. They're going to draw your blood and have the results within 30 minutes. Their appointment is also only $99, which will include a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if you start your treatments on the day of your appointment, the visit is free. They have 5 locations out there to serve you as well, so there are no excuses, gentlemen. Go get treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So don't ignore these signs any longer. Give Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
I'm Rob Wilhite. A car accident can change everything in a moment. For almost 50 years, my firm has gone up against insurers and won over $1 billion for our clients. If you were hit, don't wait. Evidence fades, witnesses disappear, and the insurance companies know that. We move fast, you should too. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or go to willhitewins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or willhitewins.com. We're here for Coloradans when it matters most. The Wilhite Law Firm, Colorado Strong. willhitewins.com.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal.
Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring a check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated, so don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart, just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I do.
I do. Everyone does, but it's only U.S. Mortgages. Lock in a low rate today, and if rates fall in the future, we will redo your loan and lower your rate without any lender fees, including the appraisal. There's no limit to the number of times you can do this. Always have the lowest rate for life. Get our 475 5-year fixed rate, 5.89 APR. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
You live in Colorado, you love those mountain views. Well, you want to maximize your window space, your glass space, and you could do that with custom windows at windownation.com. Windownation.com, they're there for you with over 1,500 styles and colors to choose from. And in March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles right now at windownation.com. You can go out there, get your windows done, and enjoy that beautiful Colorado scenery. It's windownation.com. Visit windownation.com for your free consultation today.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.
No doubt about it. All right, I want to get to the second round of the NFL draft is exactly 1 month from today. We'll get to that in here in about, call it 10 seconds. Bracket busted? No worries. Denver Sports is giving you another shot with our second chance bracket presented by Waterloo Turf and Xfinity. Head to denversports.com/bracket for your chance to win $1,000. That's denversports.com/bracket. Entry ends before the first game on Thursday here, March 26th. Okay, so we're 1 month away from the second round of the NFL draft. And Mel Kiper, this was Mel Kiper talking about some options for the Denver Broncos when it came to inside linebackers. Listen to this.
That's a great question. I think the inside backer position, that off-ball position, you thought maybe that if C.J. Allen, first they don't have that pick now, but if you look into that later portion off-ball-wise, I think Josiah Trotter from Missouri, very active, very athletic, a great range there. Bryce Betcher from Oregon, Keyshawn Elliott from Arizona State. To see where Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech goes, he could end up maybe in the third round area. Jake Golday, Cincinnati, could end up in the second round area. Some even think late first. Anthony Hill Jr. is a late one, early too. So those are the guys there. But for where down the line a little bit, I think Trotter, Betcher, Elliott. I like Justin Jefferson from Alabama as a fourth rounder. Carson Shire from Iowa is maybe a fourth rounder, and Jack Kelly from BYU is a fourth, fifth rounder. So there's some off-ball linebackers you can pick up, like say in that second, third, fourth round range that'll help a team.
All right, that was Mel Kiper earlier this week talking to Andrew Mason on a conference call, talking ILB to the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
And then I open the mock draft today from Field Yates, who I'm a fan of because he puts in the work. You got the Denver Broncos on the clock at number 62 overall. And he says the name that Mel Kiper brought up twice, and that's Josiah Trotter, who is actually the son of Jeremiah Trotter, who is a fantastic NFL player. Trotter out of Missouri. Field Yates says, quote, Denver made its big splash to add Jalen Waddle, a move that was logical in part because the roster has so few limitations. Inside linebacker is an area to continue to add at after Dre Greenlaw couldn't provide a boost this past season. Trotter is one of my favorite fits in this round. He's tough, hard-nosed, and instinctive run defender in traffic who could slide into Vance Joseph's defense. All right, so you're starting to see the association, and it's right there. I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, it looks like it makes sense.
What do you make in the second round specifically, in exactly 1 month, making a pick like Josiah Trotter or just addressing the inside linebacker position with their first pick in the draft?
I'm not mad at it. I'm not going to sit there and be booing the TV screen because we need another inside linebacker. Alex Singleton, although he signed back, he's 32 years old. All right, at some point, he's going to move on, and we're going to need an inside linebacker that's ready to go. So you're going to go with the young guy that can develop under Justin Sternad and Alex Singleton. But also, just like Justin Sternad did, and one of our texters brought it up, all right, Justin Sternad didn't start right away. It was supposed to be Alex Singleton and Dre Greenlaw, and then they started rotating Greenlaw and Justin Sternad throughout the season to try to keep Greenlaw healthier. With that being said, you have a young inside linebacker that can sit there, do special teams, and at some point, maybe he plays because somebody gets banged up, and then that next year he's ready to go. So I'm not mad at it. Would it be the direction I go? No, because a second-round draft pick to me is an instant starter still, not just a first round. I think it's someone like Cortland Sutton, and Cortland Sutton was in a good setup at the beginning. You had Demaryius Thomas, you had Emmanuel Sanders, but then the Denver Broncos decided to get rid of DT by trading him to the Houston Texans, and then they had Cortland go up under him and then started the rest of the season. So maybe you have something like that with the inside linebacker, but I want a defensive tackle, somebody that can replace John Franklin Myers. Now, I do know they got Savion Jones. I do know they got Iwazurike as well that they really like, but the second round defensive tackle, if there's one there, somebody like Peter Wood from Clemson, Grayson Halton, Oklahoma, Caden McDonald, Ohio State. These guys are space eaters. These guys can help you out. And in the defense that VJ runs, it's like a defensive tackle / DN. So you have to be able to move as well. We need to be able to secure the trenches this year, but also stop the run. So if you can get an instant starter at the defensive tackle / DN position, you do that. And then later on in the fourth round, because we have a fourth round that we swap with Miami, you go in there and you get that inside linebacker. But that's just me talking. I'm not the guy in the building.
Well, we'll see how it all shakes out. Inside linebacker obviously in play.
Yes.
Defensive tackle in play. Tight end in play. Running back in play. Those four positions are where I would start. And then within those four, draft the best player available with the 62nd overall pick. We'll see how they operate 1 month from today. All right, the Avs payback game versus the Penguins got even more interesting after the news we received today. We'll take a dive into it next.
With the Nuggets now fully healthy, could they actually run their way through the Western Conference playoffs en route to another NBA title?
Outside of OKC, this team can run away.
Right.
They could have 5-game series until they face OKC, and then that's 7. That's 7. It better be 7. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But everyone else, if you play your best basketball, that's a gentleman's sweep.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here, and I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question. And if you're ready for all that, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Xfinity tech support. I can't get Jurassic Park back online without... But no worries. Our Wi-Fi boosted mobile keeps you connected in all kinds of places.
Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Free barbecue? Yep, absolutely free barbecue. Hey, everybody, Dan Jacobs, the barbecue lawyer at 303 Law 4040. It's 2026, and we are taking our free meal program to the next level, and I want you to help spread the word with me if you can. I got a brand new smoker, and this thing's a beast. It's over 6 feet tall, so we can cook that 1,000 pounds of free barbecue each and every month. Here's what you do. It's Eastern Hills Community Church, 4 to 6 p.m. every first and third Thursday. I'm smoking up delicious pulled pork or my addictive copycat Chipotle recipe, and we're serving it up for free. You just get in line, you pop the trunk, we put free groceries in your trunk, and then we ask you how many meals you need for the night. It's that simple, no questions asked. It's at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. Help us spread the word, and if you have any questions, you can always call me. The barbecue lawyer's number is 303-LAW-4040.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
Score big, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Everyone loves an underdog in March. But when you're bidding a commercial or industrial electrical project, you want the team that's been winning for over 40 years. Piper Electric handles everything from commercial electrical construction and industrial systems to EV charging, fire alarms, to large-scale power distribution and preventative maintenance. Their licensed electricians are safety-driven, highly skilled, and built for complex facilities. So when your next project goes out for bids, give your bracket a smarter pick. Visit piperelectric.com.
Want to start testosterone therapy? Don't settle for one-size-fits-all doses from your doctor or pay hundreds out of pocket at TRT franchises. At Low T Center, you can get insurance-covered TRT customized to your body for maximum effectiveness and safety. Low T Center has served over 500,000 patients since 2009 and continues to lead the industry in TRT. This month, enjoy free men's T-test and discounted peptides while supplies last. Head to lowtcenter.com and sign up for a free T-test today. That's lowtcenter.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
So the Avalanche payback game against the Penguins, it already had a little bit of sizzle to it just because how things went last week against Pittsburgh.
It went poorly.
It went very poorly. The worst loss of the season. Maybe not in the sense of for the standings or against a rival, but like in the literal sense, like the worst loss. They gave up the most amount of goals that they've given up this year with 7. That was the most goals also the Penguins have scored this year with 7. The largest margin of defeat, losing by 5 goals at home, is something that we are not accustomed to.
Oh.
So it was already going to be a little bit of something extra to it. Little extra
payback.
Yeah, of course.
Eye for an eye.
So, okay. But then we get the news that for the first time this season, Logan O'Connor is going to be back in the lineup. The 29-year-old underwent a hip surgery in June, almost like working on a year ago. And he was supposed to be back months ago, but he ended up having a setback in like mid-November. And so here we are in late March with just 13 games left in the season, and Logan O'Connor, LOC, entering the scene.
And you know what? Just because it's probably 13 games left, but it's interesting that the Avs decided to just throw LOC out there. I know he's on the 4th line, but also he's coming off this hip surgery. He's coming off of a setback. And now all of a sudden you're just going to throw him out there to the Wolves and say, we're expecting you on that 4th line to put up some good numbers and do your part going up and down the ice. And we know he's a two-way player, very versatile. He can give you the points as a wing, but also defensively on the penalty kill. He does his part too. He's a penalty kill genius. And with him in the lineup, I can't wait to see what it looks like come playoff time. I'm not expecting him to just go out there and burst into the scene and be the same version of himself that he was before the injury. But it's fun to just have him out there finally. I've been saying, LOC, when are we going to see him back? And we're seeing him back tonight. And he's going to be excited. He's going to be, ramped up. He's going to be ready to go. And so hopefully he has some really good minutes on that 4th line.
That would be great to see. All right, you don't need to save the world in your first game back. Just get your feet back under you. It's been a long time since this guy has played hockey. And then also, similarly to the Denver Nuggets, like the team is just getting healthier at the right time with just enough runway left in front of them, because Ross Colton, you remember it was a couple weeks ago, he scored like 32 seconds into the Edmonton game.
Set the tone, we thought.
And I thought they were going to roll him. And they ended up losing that game. I think it was 4-3, I want to say, something like that. And but Ross Colton got hurt that game. And so we haven't seen him in a couple weeks from an upper body injury, and he is also coming back tonight. So LOC back in the fold tonight, Ross Colton back in the fold tonight. Those will be, obviously LOC to a larger degree. It's just going to be a welcomed sight to see that guy. He's a big part of what the Avs do. And then in additional storylines, for me, can my guy Marty Netjes stay hot? This dude has been sizzling like a fajita plate, Phil.
I love the smell of a fajita plate.
Coming out of the Olympic break, this dude has 24 points. That is second in the entire NHL to only future Hall of Famer Nikita Kucherov. So this guy, and you think of the game the other day against Washington. I mean, you win 3-2 in overtime. He's directly responsible for 2 of the 3 goals.
Yep.
The one to Landy where he took advantage of the turnover for a tap in, and then in overtime the tap in to Brock Nelson. He has been just sensational. And he's on pace for 100 points. Can he keep it up tonight in Pittsburgh?
I definitely think he's going to continue to keep this pace up. He's on one. All right, it's been since the Olympic break. He's just feeling himself. The guys around him are feeding off of him, but also he's like, look, I want to be a part of this. He wants to get to the 100 points, and he will. Mark my words, he will. And I know you believe in that. That's why you're always in the Marty party. Right? You're his guy. But now what I'm looking for is, okay, what does Nate Dogg do tonight? They were embarrassed. Nate Dogg didn't do as well as he probably thought he should have. Do you go into this game competing with Marty Netsch? See, this is what the thing. When you start to have great minds that think alike and there's players that are battling for points and everything else, you make each other better. I want Nathan McKinnon to have a good game tonight. Marty Netsch may end up setting the tone. He's going to have a good game. I'm sure of it. And this team is getting healthy, man. Landy, can you have another goal tonight, right? And one of them dirty goals. I don't care. Just get on the score sheet, put the puck between the nets. That's what I want to see tonight.
Well, puck drops here shortly in Pittsburgh, a little bit early of a start on the East Coast. The Avs are 23-7-5 on the road. Another key number to watch is 3 goals. When the Avs score 3 goals, they have a record of 42-5-6. That is insane. Also, keep your eye on the power play tonight. We always have our eye on the power play. It's one of the lowest rates in the league, but it's gotten better since the Olympic break.
Getting better.
Pittsburgh has the second best penalty kill rate in the entire league. So this is a test. This is a test for special teams tonight for the Avs with a man advantage specifically against that elite PK group. So here we go, man. Here we go. I really like the Avs tonight. I do. I because of all the stuff that we've been talking about, but also
confident in Wedgie?
I am.
Okay.
I am. It's been Blackwood for a couple.
Yep.
Obviously, it a little bumpy here very recently for Wedgie, but all things considered, like this stuff is going to happen. Like the best goaltenders they're still going to get pulled now and then. And I know that happened to Wedgwood last week. I'm really not worried about it. I think he's going to be fine. I think the Avs are going to be fine tonight in a little, payback fashion, if you will. You like him?
Oh, I like him. I love him. I want some more of him in a good way. All right, Scott Wedgwood got pulled against the Penguins. I think he has it in his head. He's going to have a great game. And guess what, Z? I think for himself, he's looking at it like I can solidify myself as the starting goalie going forward if I can continue to stack these games. I think he had a hell of a game against the Dallas Stars. They lost in a shootout. That's not on him. He's been stacking these games for a long time now, since the first game of the year when he had to start because of Blackwood. So I like him in this. He knows that he wants to be that starting goalie. He's getting as much opportunities that he's ever had in his career.
It's true.
He's taking advantage of them. And tonight he's going to, not necessarily, I don't think, stand on his head, but he's going to play well. He's going to see the puck well, and they're going to win the game. And he's going to be a big part of it.
I like the Avs 5-2.
Ooh-wee. Give me the Avs 4-1. Give me that Avs.
Give me that Avs. All right. The Nuggets look to make it 3 in a row tonight. What is the single biggest storyline to watch out for? Also, we'll take a look at 3 household Bronco names that are up for extensions. Who's the most likely to be here long term? As well as Pat Surtain, fresh audio on the Jalen Waddle trade about his former teammate. We'll get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Will we look back at the end of this Nuggets season and declare that all the injuries they dealt with could end up helping them come the postseason?
Having these injuries and not be, having all these different parts that have had to step up and play a lot of different minutes, I think in the end, that's going to definitely help this group. I mean, it's a full room now, though.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaid spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
High five! Up top! Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
True Green is the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at TrueGreen.com by April 7th and get 6 weeks free. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Restrictions apply. See sign for details.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
As we roll along here on a Tuesday, Previewing Denver Nuggets, looking to make it 3 in a row tonight. What's the single biggest storyline to watch out for? We'll get to some of the new comments from Pat Surtain. He went on Julian Edelman's podcast and talked about his Alabama teammate on his way to Denver and what that could look like. And we'll get to that shortly. Also, we're going to talk about 3 household Broncos names that are up for extensions. Who's the most likely to be here long term? All right, we'll put a pin in those just for a second as we are going to go for quite a while here, commercial free. So the Denver Nuggets are looking to make it 3 in a row tonight, 4 of their last 5. They are at Phoenix. The tip-off is not until 9 o'clock here locally, which, again, I'm going to complain about it. I don't like it. I just think it's nuts. I think there's a better way to do this. 9 o'clock here locally, 11 o'clock at night. For half the country on the East Coast.
They don't like them.
Insane.
They don't like the Nuggets, man. They say, you know what? We're going to put you at 9 o'clock when everybody is asleep on the East Coast. Z, you and I are going to have to get the kids in bed, and then we're going to have to sit there, drink some coffee, and watch this damn game.
I ain't drinking coffee.
You like coffee, though, right?
I do like coffee.
Okay. You just do it once.
Yeah, just one.
Right there.
I wait all day. I used to drink it in the mornings, but now I get it on my way in here, and I drink it from 2 until 3:30, and then hit it again right now at about 4:45.
So there's a way you do things. I like it. I love it.
Yellow rhythm.
I like it. But anyway, yeah, man. You know what this reminds me of? It sucks. Like, yes, we're playing. We're gonna watch this game at 9 o'clock. But you usually back in the day with the Pac-12, because I play with the Pac-12, you have these late games. It'll be midnight and 11:30, and you know the East Coast was asleep, and we were playing them, and it actually hurt someone like Christian McCaffrey, who was up for the Heisman, and he had a great year, but half the country was asleep. So then when it came to the award, they ended up giving it to Derrick Henry. Well, it's not a bad thing that Derrick Henry got it. I mean, look what the man's still doing, just like Christian McCaffrey. But I believe Christian McCaffrey loses that Heisman because of half the country sleeping during his games.
Yeah, and that just sometimes happens to the Denver Nuggets. They're like, just victims of it. I'm remembering Christmas Day, and I'm listening to the most popular basketball podcast, top 3 most popular basketball podcasts in the world, and they're reacting to all the Christmas Day games. Jokic has a 60-point triple-double, one of the most incredible games you'll ever see, and it's not featured at all because they're like, we're gonna miss out on one game, and that's Denver, Minnesota. So it does just happen. So a late night start. It is what it is. We'll still be watching. What for you is the biggest storyline to watch tonight?
Tonight, I want to see the starting 5 yet again put on a clean display. All right, getting up and down the court, making those threes from Cam Johnson. All right, Christian Brown being more aggressive on transition baskets and just playing good defense. Jokic, don't turn the ball over. Let's have another game where you go out there and you're the quarterback and you get everybody involved and have the triple-double with 14 assists and put the 14 rebounds on there with 30 points. That's something that Jokic may do tonight. And then, of course, the 2-man game. I just want to see the starting 5 gel because they only got 11 games, 10 games.
Yeah,
10
games left.
10 games left before the show really begins. So there's not a lot of runway there. We know Payton Watson's not playing tonight because of the hamstring and maintenance work, things like that. So the starting 5, can you go out there, put a good performance together, and have Nuggets fans across the world feeling good about us going into the postseason?
Yeah, and I after the Lakers loss in overtime last week, I remember saying, okay, 14 games left in the season, go 12-2, and kind of calling my shot. Well, that Memphis loss last week, that was deeply disturbing.
Bad loss.
It's arguably the worst of the year, certainly top 3.
You've said that multiple times.
I know. And that's why I have to leave room. I can't just call it the worst loss because you actually have to examine the other terrible losses.
We got to leave some room.
But 12-2 is still achievable. You have 3 road games left in the season and 7 home games remaining on the schedule. This is one of the remaining road games, all right? The other 2 remaining road games are against a tanking Utah Jazz team next Wednesday. And then the last game of the season is a road game against San Antonio that there's a really awesome shot that San Antonio is going to rest all their frontline guys. So I'm mentioning that to say, like, this is the toughest road game left in the year. Phoenix has been, I'll call them like plucky. They have been an overachieving team. I thought they had a chance to be the worst team in the sport.
Plucky, huh?
Yeah.
Never heard that before. I always learn something with you. Plucky.
Yeah.
So is it like gritty? Like they go after you?
I'll give you the actual definition here. Having or showing determined courage in the face of difficulties.
Okay.
Kevin Durant leaves. Everyone expects them to be terrible. And, man, they just have a collection of guys that have come together and played as hard as they possibly can every single night. There are a lot of players out there tonight for Phoenix that even NBA fans are not going to be, super, in touch with, if you will. But they've done a good job. They hit their season over. So their season, Dante, what was their season over? Do you remember what it was?
I think it was 32 and a half.
32 and a half wins. And what are they at, 40 wins? Something like that?
40.
Yeah, 40.
Disrespect.
They cleared their over-under win total with like 2 months left in the season, wasn't it?
It was right before the All-Star break.
That isn't, yeah. So they cleared their over-under win total before the All-Star break. I got to be honest, I'm sure it has happened before. I've never heard of that. And so this is an overachieving group that plays super hard. They're playing at home. I'm mentioning this because you just have to have the right approach, because if the one thing that the Denver Nuggets have shown us this year is they can lose to anyone.
Well, they stoop down to the level of play. If they're playing against a really good team, usually they play well. When they play against a bad team, they play to their level. So hopefully tonight they can just have that professional approach that we all talk about. David Adelman himself talks about, handle business, and let some of these rotational guys, some of these depth players be able to get some time in at the end of the game. Now, I don't think that's going to be the case, because you're right. The Suns are plucky. All right, they're going to go at it.
The Suns are plucky.
They're plucky. They're going to go at you. And so it's going to be a tough game tonight. But what does the Denver Nuggets do? What do they want to become? They have to be more consistent with their play. Offensively, we know what they can do. All right, they go out there and they make big-time shots and put up a bunch of points. But can they just play an all-around good game defensively, offensively, everybody getting involved, free throws, making the free throws? Everything needs to be put together before you go into this postseason.
Well, I was encouraged on Sunday afternoon in the second half of the game with who the team was defensively. Now, in the first half, and in the first quarter specifically, Portland scored 40 points in the first 12 minutes.
You can't make that up.
That should be impossible. One quarter into the game, they were on pace to score 160 points in regulation. That is
possible.
It's unthinkable. Now, look, they were hitting shots, but it was also just
poor defense.
Terrible defense. And that's been the case throughout the year. And one of my biggest questions here coming down the stretch of the season with just 10 games left, can you become a respectable defense? They haven't been. They have the number one offense in the league. They'll give themselves a shot at the NBA championship if they can just become a respectable defense with the number one offense. And like during a title run, one of the hallmarks of the team was that in fourth quarters, in second halves, in crunch time scenarios, they buckled down and they guarded. And I saw that the other night against Portland, where after giving up 40 points in the first quarter, they gave up only 19 in the final quarter. So I know the effort's there. That's where it starts. So, I just want to see it, and we haven't seen it.
But, Z, why? Why is that? Why haven't we seen a consistent Denver Nuggets team just play defense? They are capable of it. The Boston Celtics game
last month.
Last month. All right, that was a great performance defensively. They were able to dominate. But then a couple games later, they're giving up a bunch of points and they're getting dominated by the Knicks. They get blown out by the Knicks. No defense at all. And usually defense, when you think of it, it's effort.
That's where it starts for sure.
It's effort. It's communication. It's closing out on shots. It's aggressive. It's rebounding. And yet the Denver Nuggets don't do that consistent enough. Why is that?
That's a great question.
When you're watching these games,
I'll just say this,
Coach Zach, what are you doing?
I think it starts with their approach a lot of times. Defense is an option. It's like, and they choose to not pick up the option.
Damn.
And no, seriously,
I wish everything was an option.
I mean, just look at the most recent game. There's no way there should be a scenario where Portland scores 40 points in the first 12 minutes. All right, but it happens because they are their habits, and it's encouraging to see them be able to flip a switch in the second half. But that was Portland. can you do it against these upper echelon teams? And look, NBA history says you more often than not, 4 out of every 5 champions, you need to have a top 10 defense. Well, that's not going to happen this year. But 4 out of every 5 champions don't have the offense the Nuggets have. So, like, their offense is so, like, they have an answer for almost everything. And it's the deepest team that they've had in the Jokic era. So it gives me hope. But you have to get the defense to a respectable level where we're saying, like, with conviction, with 10 games left, okay, this is a top half of the league defense. It's not going to be a top 10 defense, but can it be a top half of the league defense with the number 1 offense? You'll give yourself a shot. So,
well, then you need people like Christian Brown, who's not in there just to be a shooting guard. You said it earlier. He's a shooting guard, but he's been struggling shooting the ball. Now it's getting better for him. But defense is where he makes his money. Being aggressive, being athletic. And so Christian Brown's going to have to do that for us. Aaron Gordon's another one, right? Where he's finally back in the mix and he's healthier, and you can see it on a daily basis. When Payton Watson's back, he's going to be a guy that you're going to lean on. So when I look at this game like tonight, I look at this game for someone like Christian Brown defensively. Like, he's on an audition, man. Whether people know or like it or not, he's auditioning for the starting lineup. And because you have someone like Payton Watson, I keep bringing it up because I do believe Payton Watson's going to be a part of the starting lineup when the first playoff game hits.
You may be right.
Because of the defense.
Yeah.
Because of the scoring and being able to create his own offense. But for Christian Brown, maybe he can hold off Payton Watson by increasing his scoring, but playing really, really good defense. That's like, we got to keep him in that lineup.
Well, I'll ask Dante here in a second to give us a sort of like snapshot of who the Suns are, because he is an Arizona guy. He roots for the Suns. He's wearing a Suns shirt right now. Who we're going to see tonight is Colin Gillespie, a former Denver Nugget who has, you talk about one of the biggest overachievers in the sport. Gillespie, who couldn't crack the Nuggets lineup, is averaging over 13 points and 5 assists per game. He has been a bit of a revelation, and he is up for a new contract. Colin Gillespie is going to make a ton of money.
Man's going to get paid.
And he was a part of the Michael Malone against Calvin Booth thing. And Michael Malone really liked Colin Gillespie. Calvin Booth did not. And it was these fringe battles like Jalen Pickett, like Colin Gillespie, that it was part of the reason that tore that relationship up. And so we'll see how it looks tonight. Dante, give us a quick snapshot, almost like scouting report on your Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, they're going to play hard. You guys mentioned that. They're pretty guard heavy, so they're not the biggest team, especially they're missing their starting center tonight, Mark Williams. So Jokic should be able to take advantage of the lack of Suns size, but they're going to move the ball around. They're going to shoot a lot of threes, usually at a pretty high level. Booker and Jalen Green kind of get that offense going. They're the primary scorers, but they have guys that can play off of that with Gillespie. Rasheer Fleming, he's a rookie. He's somebody to look out for, number 20. He can cause some defensive issues for the other teams, and he's been pretty good at knocking down threes as well on the other side of the court. So they're going to play some hard defense, and they're going to make the Nuggets earn it for sure. And then on the flip side, they're going to take advantage of it. If the Nuggets are lazy on defense, the Suns have the scoring ability to keep up with a team like the Nuggets.
Well, the spread, do you know the spread on the game?
5.5.
I mean, that tells you a lot right there. This is a team that we're saying, hey, they can go win the championship against a Suns team that is, again, has overachieved. The odds makers think that this is going to be a clutch time game.
What are we hitting, boys? Under or over?
I would say I'm going to stay away from it. But this is going to be, I believe, a competitive game tonight. The Nuggets are 2-0 against the Suns. This will basically, and I know no one wants to hear this because the goals are so much bigger, but if you win this game tonight, there's really not a scenario where you could be in the play-in. I don't think that's going to happen anyway. 12-2 over the final 14. It's still in play, but you got to win this game tonight. It's your toughest road game left on the schedule. You got to go down to Phoenix and win it.
You say you're not touching it. I'm going to hit you up at 8:30. My guessing is you're going to hit on something by that time.
I'll be back in. Yeah, I'll be back in. All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Woo! hanging out with you here on a Tuesday.
Let's go!
Rolling downhill, final hour. Appreciate you guys rocking with us here on the second day of your work week. Shifting gears here a little bit, we'll get to the Pat Surtain sound because he sat down with Julian Edelman on a podcast and dished on the Jalen Waddle trade and what this will look like, what the wide receiver room will look like, what practices will look like. You're not going to want to miss that. But before we do that, and we'll get to that here within the segment, there are 3 household Broncos names that are up for extensions. Who is the most likely to be here long-term between Marvin Mims, Riley Moss, and Jaquan McMillan? I believe one of these 3 guys is getting extended. It could even be 2 of the 3. We'll see what that looks like. But not everyone's going to be back beyond this year. And tough decisions are going to have to be made. And I'm wondering who you think is the most likely to be a long-term Bronco.
Well, we can agree on one thing, Z. Somebody is getting extended. And the reason for that is, and I did a little digging for George Payton, since 2021 here with the Denver Broncos, he has signed 11 key players to contract extensions. Where was he at when I needed him? Right? Like this is what you dream of as a player, is that you get drafted by that team, they develop you, and then they reward you because they want to be right and you put the work in. And that's exactly what George has done over the years. Draft, develop, pay. So one of these guys that you just listed, Z, Riley Moss, Marvin Mims, or even Jaquan McMillan, the guy that was not supposed to be a part of the plan, somebody is getting a payday. The question is who? I'm going to let you go first. I am going to let you go first, ZB, unless you want me to.
You know, it's tricky because specifically with Riley Moss and J-Mac, this circles back to the Jahdae Barron conversation, right? Jahdae Barron was drafted not to be a nickel cornerback, not to be a dime cornerback.
No, sir.
He was drafted to be a boundary cornerback, a starting cornerback.
So you draft him in the first round?
That's why you take him in the first round, right? And by the way, and this is another reason that just camp is going to be fascinating, not much has changed to the left and right of Jahdae Barron. So it's like the thing that needs to change the most, I would imagine, is his level of play. And so because if it doesn't, there's a scenario where the Broncos' first-round pick is not on the field as much as you would, nearly as much as you thought on draft night. But even after year number 1, when you can kind of excuse it away and okay, but if you get into year number 2 and your first-round draft pick has a similar snap count to what he had as a rookie,
well, then that's an issue. Z.
Totally.
You're a first-round draft pick and you can't beat out Jaquan McMillan. You can't compete with someone like Riley Moss. Then you kind of have to scratch your head at what in the world, George and Sean, what were you guys thinking by drafting this man? And we were also surprised that they did draft Jahdae Barron when this first happened.
And that's the other part of it. It was like, yeah, we don't really need a corner, but he's just so incredible that we're going to give him this moniker like he's the crystal. And we're not going to go reach for a blender and reach past this piece of crystal. And then that piece of crystal, doesn't come out of the cupboard. And so there's no way the Broncos thought it was going to go like this. But like the extension for either Riley Moss or J-Mac, so much of that conversation directly involves a guy separate from Riley Moss or J-Mac, and that's Jaquan McMillan. So camp is going to be fascinating. There's no question about it.
Fun, man. A lot of competing.
There's no doubt. But to answer the question, between Marvin Mims, Riley Moss, and Jaquan McMillan,
who are you going with?
Man, I want to say, oh God. The more I've thought about this, I've morphed my thinking here. Because you can extend Jaquan McMillan, who is 20. All these guys have 1 year left on their contract, right?
They're all young.
They're all young. Even J-Mac, who has the tender, he's 26 years old. You could extend J-Mac and just permanently keep him as your nickel. And you could potentially, and I'm not banging the table for this, certainly, just game theorying this out, you could potentially trade Riley Moss and open up and clear the way for Jahdae Barron, because the vision is one of the most powerful elements of this conversation, the vision for Jahdae Barron. And so J-Mac disrupted that vision to a degree that, like, it was top 3 slot numbers for J-Mac. So you could move on from Riley Moss. I don't know, get a 4th or 5th round pick for him.
Maybe it's a 4th and a 7th.
And I don't think you become a better team when you do that. I happen to be one of these guys who thinks that Riley Moss is pretty good at his job.
Yeah, that's your king.
But it's my king. Goodness gracious.
Sleeve man.
But you could see that scenario of, like, you are the victim of the vision for Jahdae Barron. It has less to do with your function as a Denver Bronco and more to do with the pathway to get Barron on the field. So long story long, I'll say the guy who is the most likely to get extended is actually Jaquan McMillan.
Ooh, that's interesting that you're flipping on me, man. I thought we were on the same page. I thought we were on the same side, Z. I like it. Jaquan McMillan, he actually got it out the mud. Was not drafted, undrafted, okay, had some good moments, struggled a couple years ago, had a bounce-back year last year, was a big-time playmaker for us in the Buffalo Bills game. The reason why we win the game is because of Jaquan McMillan. And now you're saying that he's more likely to get an extension done.
Yeah, and again, just to reiterate, because you can keep him at nickel. Like say you extended Riley Moss.
Yeah.
And so just flip it. Well, you didn't draft Jahdae Barron to be a nickel. So if you extend Riley Moss, those are your 2 starting cornerbacks. And your first-round pick's a nickel corner? I don't know. I don't know about that. I think that the vision may really come into play here when it comes to Riley Moss's future.
I agree with you. Somebody has to go, because if you keep everybody together, you're stunting Jahdae Barron's growth. All right. So somebody has to leave so that Jahdae Barron can grow and develop in the right direction as a first-round draft pick. I can't believe we have to sit here and say that, first-round draft pick. But I don't think it's going to be Jaquan McMillan that's signing that extension, because if that was the case, they would have already got something done. Instead, they tendered him for a $6 million contract this year because they want to keep him, but also they'd probably try to shop him around. Try to see who else would want him, but it's hard for Jaquan McMillan to go anywhere because he's on a second-round tender. When you're on a second-round tender and somebody trades for you, they have to give up a second-round draft pick and then pay Jaquan McMillan. I think for the Denver Broncos, it's like, hey, we get you for cheap. You're a guy that we can count on, but we're not paying you. Also for George, when you look at who George has extended, it's been all of his guys that he has drafted.
It's true.
So that's Marvin Mims right now who needs an extension, and that's Riley Moss. So when I'm looking at it, it's like there's 3 guys. 2 guys were drafted by George and Sean, and 1 guy was not, and that's Jaquan McMillan. Jaquan McMillan is going to be the guy who does not get an extension done. Now, I may be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I like Jaquan McMillan. I want him to be here. I want him to be a Denver Bronco. But looking at it and how it seems like George kind of processed things, he drafts, develops, and then pays his guys. Riley Moss has gotten better every single year. Okay, a 3rd-round draft pick who started off as a special team demon, right? A gunner, where you're just running down there, the punter punts the ball, you run down there, and you try to make tackles. It's very hard to do. Very hard to do. Then he found a niche where he was able to start playing, became the starter in 2024, made 86 tackles, had his first interception. 2025 comes rolling around, and my man went to work. Now, was he perfect? Hell no. All right, nobody's perfect. And there was times where he was frustrating. But it's also hard when you're playing in VJ's defense and you have to play man coverage all damn day.
And you're getting so many targets.
Because why? You have PS2 on the other side. So you're going up against receivers that are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 220 pounds, can run a 4.3, knows the route, and you have to stick with them like right on rice. It's hard to do. But Riley Moss did it at a high level. If you go back and you look at his stats statistically, he needs to clean up the footwork. He needs to clean up his technique. All I'm saying, guys, and I may be wrong, is that George is probably going to go ahead and extend someone like Riley Moss before Jaquan McMillan because he drafted him in the 3rd round. All right,
But where does that put Barron?
At nickel for at least 2 years. Riley can sign right.
Hold on a second. So he doesn't play his first year, then the next 2 years he's staying at nickel?
For at least 2 years.
You're mostly through the rookie contract.
That's usually what happens.
Man.
And then you go and get paid. And then Jahdae Barron's going to be moved to the outside, ball out for a year. Okay, and then he's going to get paid a lot of money. All right, it's all about timing in this league. But I can see Riley Moss being extended before Jaquan McMillan because he's undrafted. And they'd like to mess with those little men, right? They like to mess with us. They don't want to pay us.
God.
I'm like, I got little man syndrome. They don't like to pay us. They just want our work.
Well, I think Riley Moss can play. And I know half of Broncos country feels like they hate him on game days. Obviously, he's got to clean up the penalties.
He does.
He in some ways, he reminds me of Garrett Bowles. And obviously, totally different player, position, all that. But when Bowles was going through the struggles, we did not see Bowles ever look like a turnstile and was just getting rammed through. We saw poor technique that led to penalties, and he was a league leader. But once he cleaned that up, the guy became an all-pro. We do not see Riley Moss getting cooked. We just don't see that. He's always in the frame, and sometimes he gets too handsy. He's an aggressive player. He's a physical player.
That's what you need for football.
And he knows that. So it feels like if he can just clean that up, I mean, I think we might be looking at one of the better, maybe the best top 5, starting tandem at corner. But I just don't know, and I just don't know about the entire Jahdae Barron conversation and how relevant that will become.
Could you see somebody like Marvin Mims end up getting an extension? It's like, oh my God, it was a surprise because I've been in situations, not myself, but teammates around me, that I look at them like, okay, you're up for your contract, but I don't think you're going to get paid because they just brought somebody in, and this guy over here is balling out, and he's up for a contract, and it seems like they like him. And then the season comes to an end, and they extend that guy that I didn't think that they were going to extend, and they let the other one walk. Marvin Mims could be a guy like that.
It could be.
Jalen Waddle comes to play here. All right, you got 2 young guys in Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant, and it's like, okay, the odd man out has to be Marvin Mims. But then when you look at Marvin Mims, all he does is make plays when given the opportunity. He's an all-pro punt and kick returner. And maybe he doesn't cost as much as a Riley Moss. Does someone like Marvin Mims end up getting the extension instead of Riley?
Maybe. You do not. You become a worse football team if Marvin Mims walks out the door. For what he does for you on special teams, and like you said, any time that he's given the opportunity, i.e., last 7 games of the 24 season in the playoffs, he doubled the production of the next receiver in those 2 playoff games. So
free my man.
And honestly, you could say that about any of these 3 guys that we're talking about. You don't become a better football team when Riley Moss walks out the door. You don't become a better football team if J Mac walks out the door. So maybe they all come back, or maybe it's the guy that, and you wouldn't like to think that it works like this, but who's the guy that's willing to take the friendliest deal for the team?
Team friendly.
So all that stuff, the vision for Barron, the price point of the extension, team friendly nature of it, it all gets put on the scale. So we'll see how it all plays out. But that's going to be an interesting trio to watch. In terms of the wide receiver room, Pat Surtain sitting down with Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman's got a podcast, all right? And I believe it's called Games with Names, all right? And PS2 sat down with Edelman and talking about the new look wide receiver room.
I think it makes the team better as a whole, man. I just think bringing a guy like that, what he's able to bring and showcase, it's going to be exciting to watch. Just his speed, his playmaking ability to, gem well with our receiving corps that we have, like Court, Marvin Mims, Pat Bryant, all those guys, man. Troy Franklin, LaJordan Humphrey. It's going to be exciting because, looking at that receiver room, everybody got their different traits. You know what I mean? Portland, he's down the field, catching crazy catches, contested catches, reliable target, big target. Marvin, he's our do-it-all guy. You can put him everywhere, he's going to make a play. Troy, speed, all these guys. So Pat Bryant, reliant target, catches everything. So
young, too. A lot of young guys.
Young with a lot of talent. So Practice is going to be fun. It's going to make everybody better for sure.
Practices are going to be hilariously fun to watch.
Very competitive. Very competitive.
There's no doubt. And there's so many guys in that room with like stuff to prove, right? And Marvin Mims has something to prove. Troy Franklin has something to prove. Pat Bryant has something to prove. And it is, for me personally, like I'm looking at the wide receiver room totally different than I did 2 weeks ago. And I know I've made this analogy before, but when Jamal Murray returned to the Denver Nuggets after missing nearly 2 years with the ACL, and everyone got re-slotted to their more organic position within the hierarchy when looking at it through a championship lens, and Michael Porter Jr. goes from your third option to your fourth option on a championship team. Aaron Gordon goes from your second option to a third option. And the same thing is happening here. And it just, again, just like this refurbished room with the addition of Waddle, I don't know, man. It feels like the ceiling on the room is insanely high.
No, if you're Bo Nix, you're just jumping up and down. Can't wait to get going because you have so many weapons, so many different type of weapons. And you have to try to figure out what all these weapons can do for you. Mims is different than Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant is different than Troy Franklin. Waddle is going to be different than Cortland Sutton, but you need all of them. All right, I'm not expecting, if I'm the Denver Broncos, I'm not giving up any of my receivers. I'm not pulling a Vele where I'm like, I'm going to trade Vele for a fourth round. Not when you're all in. Once you're all in, you keep this unit together because of situations where somebody is going to go down, maybe for a couple games with a hamstring. Usually for receivers, it's the hamstrings because they just don't have strong hamstrings. They're weak at that point. Or maybe somebody has a severe injury and you need to be able to plug and play somebody like a Marvin Mims. With that being said, you keep everybody. You keep everybody and you go from there. But everybody is going to make each other better because we all know that this one thing's a fact. Waddle and Cortland Sutton got their spots.
Yep.
Unless there's some kind of crazy trade coming Cortland's way, they're here to stay. Who's that number 3 receiver? Because there's usually 3 receivers on the field, and then you're going to have a tight end. Sometimes you go 4 receivers, but not rarely. So you have 3 receivers on the field. You have Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims. Who's going to win that battle? And we talk about it on this station all the time with the drive. When you're talking about pressure, that's either going to create a diamond or it's going to bust a pipe. So it's going to bring the best out of everybody. And you're going to have competitive practices. You're going to have chippy practices. And that's what you need going into this year. Everybody needs to be pissed off that, 1, they have to fight for time, but 2, they were so close from the Super Bowl, and yet they didn't get there. And they have the team to do it. That's why they're bringing everybody back. So these camps, they're going to be grueling because we know how Sean is, and it's going to be physical. And that's what you want to see.
Yeah, it's going to be hyper competitive. I can't wait to watch it because that battle for third receiver is going to be fascinating to watch unfold. I would put my chips on Pat Bryant right now.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, I'd put my chips on Pat Bryant right now. But at the end of the day,
Troy Franklin right there. Pat Bryant is reliable. The thing is, and you say it all the time, he is reliable.
There's no question.
And he's young, and he's only going to get better. But then you got Troy Franklin sitting there. All right, his rookie year, only 200 yards, and I thought he was going to get cut. Second year, over 700 yards.
Huge jump.
Speed. He told everybody he wants to be a 1,000-yard receiver. My guessing is that's not going to happen with Jalen Waddle and Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, agree.
But he could try to find his way into that third spot and be a dynamic weapon with the speed that he has.
All right, here's a little bit more from Pat Surtain talking about what practices are going to look like.
Day one of full pads.
Yeah.
One-on-one period.
Yeah.
Are you first up against Waddle? Is it going to be that? Is that the first group that's going to set the tone? Because I'm getting warm and tingly inside thinking about it.
Yeah, that's going to be the battle, man. Definitely that's going to be the matchup. One-on-one, me and Waddle. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that battle. Going back to our collegiate days where we used to, battle it out and just have those memories click again. You know what I mean? I don't know, it sort of takes me back in time to whereas those hot days in Tuscaloosa, those hot practices, and we going one-on-one against each other. And it's definitely going to be one of those canon events again that we experience. So
this will be the first time since I would say like 2016 maybe even more relevant in 2015, heading into the Super Bowl season, where you had Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders lining up against Aqib Talib, Chris Harris Jr. Like, it's that level of, like, get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready. And you brought it up earlier. The type of receiver, the profile of receiver that PS2 has a tendency to struggle with, and struggle in air quotes, right? Because he's obviously,
he's been locked down.
He's on a Hall of Fame track right now. But it is, if there was a profile of receiver that he struggles with, it's the smaller, shiftier receivers. The big body guys like DK Metcalf, handcuffs, just like
locked down.
But it's guys like Waddle. So what does this look like when they're going head to head? I cannot wait to watch that.
Iron sharpens iron, and this is actually for someone like Riley too to take the next step.
Sure,
you're going up against two number ones. Cortland Sutton, Jalen Waddle. What do you do with that? Two different type of receivers. So you get all the work that you need. Big body receiver that's physical, Riley Moss thrives with because he's a physical type of cornerback. But also the shifty ones where you have to rely on your technique, on your eyes, on your feet. Like, this is where you're going to see the room grow, cornerback room, receiver room grow, and then by week 1, they're ready to go at it. Saying we've been going against the best defense. We've been going against one of the top offenses. You guys aren't you know what to us. So when we're going to go out on that football field, we're going to execute and we're going to play our style of football. I'm expecting the Denver Broncos to be a gritty, tough, physical team, not just defense, but the identity is going to be tough, get downhill as a running team, but also defensively be sticky on the cornerbacks on the outside and then get after the quarterback's ass on the inside.
All right, if you guys want to react to that conversation, you can feel free to hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. We can get to some of those responses when we come back. Also, a new era of Rockies baseball is 3 days away. What do we think are the 3 biggest storylines of the upcoming season? We'll get to that next.
With J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey back in the Broncos running back room, what will that mean for their plans in the upcoming draft?
I don't think they're going to draft a running back in the second round. There's no chance.
No
chance. I mean, they drafted one last year in the second round.
I know.
And they love Harvey. George Payton, they love Harvey.
Pet kitty.
Right.
Pet cat. Yeah.
So, maybe they draft 4th round because he got 2 4th-round picks.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Imagine a world where you can leave the house and take your Wi-Fi speeds with you. Thanks to Xfinity Mobile, it's not just a fantasy. Just picture it. You're at your kid's soccer game streaming the other game in 4K. Just like that, in the airport, download a cozy family comedy in a snap with Wi-Fi Power Boost. What if the places you had to be felt more like the places where you wanted to be? That's the magic of Xfinity Mobile. Reliable Wi-Fi and 5G when you need it. Xfinity, imagine that. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus regular rates of 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of 2/10/26. Taxes, fees, extra after promotion. Regular rates apply.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag. Or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
And if you could go for a deal, now get free medium fries with the purchase of any hot, juicy Quarter Pounder with cheese or new Big Arch. Just what your cravings ordered. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Still haven't filed your taxes? You're not alone, but the longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties, interest, letters, none of it goes away on its own. At Advanced Tax Solutions, resolving IRS problems is all they do. Whether you're a year behind or 10, their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, stop the stress, and help you get back on track. Don't let another day slip by. A quick call could mean a quick resolution. Contact my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions today and take control of your tax situation before the IRS does.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
Score big, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan on March 27th at the Basketball Social House for a live broadcast from 2 to 6 p.m. with The Drive. The first of its kind sports bar and basketball suites experience is calling. Eat, drink, and catch every game on massive screens and shoot some hoops. When water, fire, or mold turn your home upside down, don't panic.
Bring Able to the table.
Able Restoration responds fast, secures your property, and handles everything from mitigation to full rebuild. One call, one team, start to finish. They work with your insurance, communicate clearly, and treat your home like it's their own. Because when it's time to protect what matters most, don't just hire anyone.
Bring Able to the table.
Call 303-590-5600.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Did the storm stall your New Year's resolution? Now's your second chance at Low T Center. We're extending our New Year's promos to give you the new start you need. If you've been feeling exhausted, lost your sex drive, book a free testosterone test at Low T Center. No risks, no commitments, just answers. Pick up a discounted peptides and GLP-1s while you're there. And if you start treatment, Low T Center is the most trusted TRT for a reason. The highest quality testosterone covered by insurance and tailored to you so you know it's effective. This deal won't last forever, so call or head to lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com to book your TRT appointment today.
At Thirsty Lion Scratch Kitchen, craft cocktails and beer, every dish is made fresh daily from chef-driven, globally inspired flavors to the classics you crave. Behind the bar, handcrafted cocktails meet a curated lineup of local and regional beers. It's a place to gather, unwind, and connect, where the energy is lively and the experience is always elevated. Thirsty Lion. Come as strangers, leave as friends. Visit them at the corner of 16th and Wynkoop or at thirstylionrestaurant.com.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.
Text before we shift gears a little bit here. But before we do that, got to tell you guys, this Friday, we are going back on the road for the first time in months.
Let's go.
We're going to be at the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. Guys, we're going to broadcast live from 2 to 6 p.m. Come hang out with us, shoot some hoops. Or you don't have to touch a basketball, though. You're still going to have a great time. The setup to watch the college basketball tournament is elite. elite at the Basketball Social House. Truly one of my favorite places to be in the whole world. And I think the plan for us is, I think my family, we love being there. And I think they're going to come for like maybe the last hour of our show, have some dinner. They have really good food over there.
Put some shots up.
Yeah, maybe put some shots up and just kind of make a evening of it. So if you guys ever wanted to come say hello and you haven't, please do on Friday. But we also love to see the people that continuously support us and our show. Some of the regulars that are in my head right now, I can see their faces. So looking forward to a Friday at the Basketball Social House. All right, so believe it or not, man, we are 3 days away from a new era of Colorado Rockies baseball.
Man,
it's here.
It's here.
And
are we ready for it? Embrace it.
I am. I can tell you, I am. And how can I not? Because for years I said into the same microphone, I'm waiting for this organization to do something that they've never done. And that's go outside the organization. This was the most insular franchise in all of American sports, truly. People have called for Dick Monfort to step down, sell the team, all this stuff. People have called for the firing of Bud Black and all this stuff. Okay, so you wanted Dick Monfort to step down? He did. His son is now running things.
It's Walker show.
You wanted the Rockies to go outside the franchise and hire someone from the outside? I know I did. They did that.
He Podesta.
Now, did I think they were going to hire the guy running the Cleveland Browns? I sure as hell did not see that coming.
Hey, you told them that you wanted an outside guy.
This is way outside.
They went outside to get him.
Way outside. But yet and still, they did what I was hoping. They go outside for their general manager. They fired Bud Black, and they promote Warren Schaefer.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is going to be his first full season as skipper of the Rocks. So they've done a lot of the things that I've asked.
They had some movement now. It wasn't stagnant. It wasn't just in-house hires. They were thinking outside the box. They have fresh eyes, fresh ideas. And what does it look like? Now, I'm not sitting here saying the Rockies are going to win 70 games. But what I'm saying is it's going to look a lot different than it has in the past. And maybe it takes time to truly see where this place is going or where the Rockies are going. But it's this youth movement. It's the guys that are on the roster that are still young, like Ezekiel Tovar. Like, what do they do this year in taking that next step so that in a couple years from now the Rockies are truly relevant?
Yeah, and you know, could it be a 3-year arc before they're relevant around the majors? Is it a 4-year arc? Could they surprise the hell out of the rest of the league, and could it be starting next year? It's felt like for a while, for a while around here, the Rockies have been 2 years away from being 2 years away. And we're starting a new journey. In terms of big storylines, if you're going to isolate the top 3, I think for me, the one that I would start with is, can the additions of experienced starters like Michael Lorenzen, like Jose Quintana, like Tomoyuki Sugano, in addition to Kyle Freeland and Ryan Feltner, can that group find a way to be competent? And I say competent because we have to understand the rotation last year posted the single highest ERA since ERA became a stat in 1913, right? That puts us 30 years ahead of World War II, right? And the Rockies had the worst ERA a year ago. So I think
the goal is to be competent.
Yes,
just show up.
Yes, just
consistent.
Have these games not be over by the 3rd inning, which was all too frequent a year ago. So starting pitching is, it's half the battle. And so I like the approach, making guys like Chase Dollander earn it.
What do you think about that? I mean, he's a high draft pick, ninth overall, played for the Rockies last year. Now they have him in the bullpen. So what are you thinking about? Are you surprised that they're not having him in the rotation right away?
This is not what I would have predicted. But I will say the approach falls in line of what Paul DePodesta said at the start of spring training. You're not going to get opportunities just because you're a young guy and we're in a rebuild. Now, some people might not want to hear that. I kind of like the approach of if you are legitimately not one of the 5 best starters right now, then we're not going to name you just to name you. And he had some moments last year. Big chunks of it was pretty bad, but he was a rookie.
It's sporadic.
Yeah, he was a rookie. So what can you do out of the bullpen? My hope is by midseason, this guy's a part of the rotation, and we see some big-time moments and some big-time chunks of really, I'm going to get caught saying high level, but starting to look the part and feel the part and give hope and optimism for the every start that like we're looking forward to. Okay, what does Chase Dollander have here tonight?
Like you just got done saying, those moments, the moments where you're like, okay, this is why they drafted him so high. Like he is going to be a guy that we can rely on 2 and 3 years from now, but he needs to compete. He needs to compete at a high level. We're not going to just give him the job, and this is Deepa Desta talking, like, we're not going to just give you the job. So
Right.
I love that he's making everybody earn it. Anybody that's on this team has to earn it. You have the guys that you're trying to build this foundation with. Can they stay healthy? That's one I'm looking for this year. And I know that, like, injuries happen. All right, it's happening to it has happened to the Avs. Now they're getting healthy. It has happened to the Denver Nuggets. Now they're getting healthy. But for the Rockies, man, they don't have enough for some of their guys, like example, Ezekiel Tovar, who was hurt a lot last year, to go down again. You need him to have a solid year where he can continue to grow from that year. And then you have the young guys behind him that can do it as well. That's what I'm looking for. We know the wins are not coming. We know that this team, the Colorado Rockies we're talking about, they're not going to the playoffs. Now they can surprise us and try to do it, but we know that they're not going to the playoffs. So what do you look like with these young guys? Are you going in the right direction? I just want to see games where I'm in the third inning and it's like, okay, we're still doing it. Like, we're not being blown out.
On the RamosLaw.com text line, I know it's your job to be optimistic, but the Rockies have a bottom half minor league system and literally no pitching prospects. Couple things. One, it's not our job to be optimistic. Right, we have no affiliation with the Rockies.
We don't work with the Rockies,
and so, and then when you say literally no pitching prospects, I mean you do have the 9th pick in the 23 draft who had, some moments last year in Chase Dollander. You're like, I want to see more of that. I am not trying to pitch anyone to be optimistic about the Rockies. I'm truly not. But I know for me, what I have asked of this organization, they have done. Dick Monfort's no longer in charge. They went outside the organization. They brought in some veterans, made young guys compete. Like, I like this stuff. It might not work. And chances are, it's more likely that it doesn't work than it does.
It probably won't work.
But for the first time in a few years, I'm just a little bit more intrigued because I don't know what the approach is going to be over the next couple of years from the organization. And no one knows. No one can say they know. The guy running things hasn't been in baseball in 10 years. Now, does that mean that the Colorado Rockies are just the Cleveland Browns of the Major League Baseball? Maybe. But we're going to find out. I want to find out. I want to watch.
Talk about being optimistic, and then you bring that up. The guy who's leading the charge has been out of it for 10 years. But you know what? We're riding with him.
He's fresh. He's got a fresh mind. I don't know. Look, here's all I'm saying. I wasn't watching the Rockies a year ago.
No.
A lot of people found it fascinating how bad they were. I didn't. I was uninterested. I didn't think it was worth our airtime. We didn't talk about them. I'm hoping that that's not the case. There was a time we talked Rockies baseball every day. Now, it was years ago. It was 2017, 18, 19, 2017, 18, and 19 mainly. But I like to get back to where they're interesting. Will they be the worst team of all time? Yes or no? Like, that's not interesting enough for me. I want to see something that provides me hope. And so I'll be watching until I'm not.
There you go.
And so we'll see. Okay. The Denver Nuggets. Their toughest road game left on the schedule is tonight, and we'll preview it next.
Your bracket's busted, destroyed. It's embarrassing. But hey, we've all been there. The good news? Denver Sports is throwing you a lifeline. It's the Second Chance Bracket presented by Waterloo Turf and Xfinity. Your shot at redemption and $1,000. Dust yourself off. Head to DenverSports.com/bracket and prove your first bracket was just a warm-up. Entries close before tip-off Thursday, March 26th. That's DenverSports.com/bracket. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage that big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250. Say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Everything is getting more expensive. Gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed-rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out for passive income, or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. Secure your rate, build your wealth, and get the cash you need. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here, and I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question. And if you're ready for all that, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
When you want a new car, you want it now. That's why AutoNation moves at the speed of savings. Right now, put your tax refund to work at AutoNation. Even drive with zero down plus zero payments till June. No speed bumps, no detours, just great prices on new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Save on thousands of vehicles with zero down plus zero payments till June. Act fast, save now at your nearest AutoNation store. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 3/31/26.
Spring weather is unpredictable. You never know which way you'll be adjusting your thermostat unless you have the right windows. And that's why with WindowNation.com, you can count on your home being comfortable regardless of the weather. Their windows are customizable and energy efficient. Expert installers take just one day, and Window Nation products are backed by a lifetime warranty. There's no better time to upgrade with Window Nation. In March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles. Visit windownation.com for your free consultation today.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Tuesday. Appreciate you guys rocking with. An unexpectedly large amount of reaction on the RamosLaw.com text line when it comes to the Colorado Rockies conversation. I'm not going to lie, I did not see that coming.
Everybody loves the Rockies. Everybody loves the Rocks.
Everyone does not love the Rockies. And
they want to love the Rockies. Let's say that.
To discuss that and more, preview tonight's Nuggets-Suns game, Anilo Piro, DenverSports.com. What up, AP?
Gentlemen, how we doing? I'm happy to be here on the radio. I'm happy to be doing DST, but I'm not going to lie. My drive into the studio with as nice as it was outside, I'm like, man, I kind of wish we could be on remote somewhere and
it's a beautiful day.
Chill in the sun. I mean, it's going to be good all week, but
tomorrow's supposed to be like 86.
Yeah, I think I got some patio plans for the evening
there
time.
You go.
Good for
there you
you.
go.
We'll have some fun with that. But real quick on the Rockies, I just want to say, when I was breaking into the industry, when Jake Shapiro and I were not working with each other, we were in the same industry. We were essentially beat reporters covering the Rockies in 17 and 18, man. And that place on a nightly basis.
On. I was there most nights.
Dude,
as a fan.
It's incredible.
That was 2017?
Yeah.
It's always going to be a Broncos town. We know that the fans love their Nuggets and the Avalanche as well, but when the Rockies are competitive,
dude,
man.
There was games, and I remember them in like the back of my hand. There was a Friday night when the Dodgers were in town. And this is when Clayton Kershaw, this is 2000 it was 17 or 18, I forget.
That place was rocking.
Dude. And like now the Dodgers come in town, it's all Dodgers fans. But the Rockies fans and interest in the Rockies at that time, there was not more Dodgers fans than Rockies fans. There just wasn't. And I remember they had 3 home runs in a single inning, and it was the first time in Clayton Kershaw's Hall of Fame career that he gave a back-to-back home runs.
I know the game you're talking about.
And I was there, and I just couldn't get enough of it. I mean, and I've told the story before, but I pulled into town and I did my first show. It was 9 years yesterday. It was March 23rd.
Wow. Anniversary.
March 23rd, 2017. And then like 2 weeks later, the baseball season started. So like my first sporting event was the Avs. It was the debut of a rookie named Tyson Jost, who never worked out with the team.
Right.
But at the time, I'm like, I have to see this game. It's my first game. And but it was a week or two after that, the Rockies started. They were supposed to be terrible. They had 6 consecutive losing seasons. And for the first time in 7 years, they were good. And they were interesting. And it was Trevor Story. And it was Nolan Arenado. And it was DJ LeMahieu. And it was Charlie Blackmon.
Yeah, they made it fun.
And it was Kyle Freeland and the hometown story. And then it was so fun. And I've told the story. My wife was a teacher, and she did not want to bail on her students that late into the year. So I was out here solo dolo. Dude, I think I went to I forget how many games, but I was there all the freaking time. And I would sit on the third base side if I could. And I just want to watch Nolan defensively.
Yeah, man.
And I don't know. I remember that so fondly. And then in 2018, they were awesome again. I think they won 92 games, I want to say.
Sounds about right.
And then going into 2019, the late great Pedro Gomez, who's the father of our own Dante Gomez.
Yep.
He came on the air and picked the Rockies to go to the World Series and represent the National League.
Wow.
He said this is the best rotation they've ever had. That was when they had Kyle Freeland. It was like Herman Marquez and Antonio Senzatella.
Tyler Anderson.
They had just paid a bunch
John
of money
Gray.
to John Gray. They had just paid a bunch of money to fortify the bullpen. And it was like Shaw. Was it Brian Shaw? Wade Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, they paid $100 million to the bullpen.
When you're doing that, you know that you're good.
Brother, like we went into that season like we are going to see something special. And they were arguably, along with the Red Sox that year, the most disappointing team in the sport, and they never recovered. They've never recovered since then. So, I don't know. I'm hopeful. Maybe I'm an idiot, but
I'm with
competent. That's what we're looking for.
I'm looking for competent here this year. That would be great. Okay, Nuggets Suns tonight, 9:00 tip. All right.
Crazy.
We've talked about this game throughout the afternoon, Phil. Anila, what's the number one storyline for you that you're watching coming into tonight?
I think it's just a matter of building off the momentum of their 2 consecutive wins, right? And I'm at the point, Dante and I have had some pretty good discussions the last couple of weeks of, like, what do we need to see from the Nuggets to kind of firmly get back on the championship bandwagon. I've never fully gotten off of it, but my confidence has wavered, and I don't think Payton Watson will play tonight is what Jake told me earlier. So we'll see how that shakes out. But I think ultimately it comes down to seeing how this experiment of the small ball lineup that David Adelman has deployed the last couple of weeks or so continues to play out. And frankly, it's just taking care of business against a sneaky and scrappy Phoenix Suns team. And I'm trying to pull up the line here.
5.5.
Yeah, and Denver's minus 240 on the money line. So the implication that Denver's supposed to go out there and handle business, they should do just that. And let's not have a repeat against Memphis from last week, which I understand was the second night of a back-to-back.
I don't want to hear
No
that.
excuse for me. No, that's the fan perspective. I was ripping them. Dante can attest to that all last week, too. So go get the job done, man.
Yeah, go get the job done. This is your toughest road game left. You have 10 games left. 7 of the 10 are at home. The other 2 home games are at tanking Utah and the Spurs to finish the season, who in all likelihood will not play their frontline guys. So they have an opportunity to really go on a run. With 14 games left in the season, I called my shot 12-2. They're 3-1 since then. There's still a path to get there. P-Watt just comes back. Take care of business tonight. You have P-Watt tomorrow night in Dallas. Finish the season strong. Have us feeling good and hopeful and optimistic about making a championship run. All right, we'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Already have some fun conversations in the hopper. Would love for you to join us. Then we'll be at the Basketball Social House on Friday. We would love to see you for a live show, first one in a long time. But we're going to step aside for now. Everyone have a great night. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Are there clues within the Broncos organization that the hierarchy has shifted away from Sean Payton being at the front of all the decisions?
I think there's a couple pieces of evidence that point to why that would be the case, if that is the case, because once again, I'm just gathering clues.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
That sound? Yeah, that's not a good sign. Hey, it's Drew Brees, and when your car starts making noises like that, a big repair bill might be coming right at you. But with CarShield, you don't have to fear unexpected breakdowns. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. I spent my career making tough calls, but this one is simple.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20